I feel great. There's been a lot of great wrestling and a lot of interesting updates since we last did this. I mean, AEW, New Japan, heck, WWE has even had some promising stuff to talk about. Looking forward to shooting the breeze with all y'all.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, WWE is afraid. Yeah, pussies.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Let's talk about that rally, by the way. So, what is y'all's first impressions from it? How did you think it was executed, and what did you think was the biggest thing to come out of it?
Me too. Me too.
I mean, you called or you predicted Pac from our last episode. So congrats, Eric. Yes, we have Pac, and it looks like he'll face Hangman Page for the alleged AEW Heavyweight Championship. I assume they're going to call it at
Pac is,
Double.
Pac is probably going to win.
Yeah, I wonder.
I
How,
think
well, you saw Kenny Omega's cryptic tweet. Till next time. So I feel like we're going to finally find out everything come February 1st because his contract expires January 31st. But how crazy would it be if he actually came out at the end of Double or Nothing and made it official?
I think
that
he's
would be
wrestling
great.
at Double or Nothing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think his opponent will be the guy who appeared at the end of the rally. The big surprise, Chris Jericho. I think we're getting Alpha versus Omega too. It's my prediction.
I like it. Eric, your thoughts? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of noticing that. It was like breaking apart a little bit. Yeah. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Test. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we can just talk right now? Oh, okay, hold on. So yeah, I thought the AEW rally was quite surprising. I mean, we got a good idea for the roster so far. I mean, Britt Baker, that was a really interesting surprise. Congrats to her. What are your thoughts on the whole thing that Brandy was talking about equality, equal pay for the men and the women? No one's going to be put above the other. No favoritism will be shown. Do you think they could really pull it off? Okay, Joel, your thoughts?
I agree with Eric. But this thing will make WWE pay more to their woman. I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see Joey Vanilla and Penelope Ford in AEW. That was an awesome match they had with Hangman. So much promotional plugs for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good grief. Oh yeah, the whole boot thing, and then the after angle. Okay, I gotta. Do you see Joey Ryan going to AEW? Oh, okay. So I guess Lucha Underground is going to do their next season. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I know they also wanted. Gotcha. I
I
guess they
heard
also wanted.
rumors
What?
about Pentagon and Phoenix going to AEW, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
they wanted them, but I guess they signed with Impact. I wonder if Impact eventually will work with AEW. I know that at one point Impact wanted AEW to buy them out. Oh dear Lord! Don't start that chant. Have that owl ever since the Hardy debacle. Yeah, that's true.
Hold up, guys. Would you guys like to see the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks in AEW? I think that'd be an
Without a
amazing
doubt.
match.
I like the new banker, by the way.
Okay, I got this back up again. I got this back up again. Hey, Ethan.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. Yeah, right now we were just randomly talking about before my audio, before my recording footage just went all haywire. We were talking about we first talked about AEW a little bit, then we talked about all the stuff going on with China and how come it's taking forever for her, and WWE's obsession with retconning history.
Alright.
Yeah. Also, Jao just disappeared.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
left.
He's gone.
Why did he leave?
So no, did he leave you a message or anything like that? Did something come up?
I don't have a message from him. Let me look somewhere else. Hold on.
Alright.
So speaking of the toxicity in the wrestling community, I ran into one earlier.
Oh, did you?
So Daily DDT, they had this tweet of what would you like the outcome of Sasha versus Ronda to be, and like, what do you want? What do you think? I said, I think Ronda should win, and I think she will because Sasha's not the woman as good as she is. And then this Sasha fan told me I'm a hater and they need to shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get that from diehard fans and certain superstars. So yeah, you got burned.
It's Sasha fans, man.
Well, WWE fans in general. I mean, there are some diehard fans of certain superstars. If
Yeah,
you say-
except in my opinion, the worst type of fan is the Bella Army.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Oh, let's not even talk about them. We're not talking about them.
Like, okay, I don't have a problem if they like the Bella Twins, fine. But to go out and publicly say that we have made just as many sacrifices as the United States military, and
My God.
Did they actually say that? Did they actually say that?
yeah, someone actually sent that, and Scotty actually got
Holy
mad about
shit.
that.
Who the fuck said that?
Yeah, I found out from Scotty Wrestling. He actually was talking to them like, did you just seriously say that?
God.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
No.
Wow, that's
No.
just a whole other level of what?
Listen, Alexa Bliss fans are just as bad.
And why do you think that?
I noticed that the fans of the women who are very lackluster in the ring are the most annoying.
Well, apparently they're fans of the women for a whole nother thing, according to the YouTube numbers. Did you see the view counts for the Alexa Bliss and the Mandy Rose segments from this week's Raw?
Yeah, they were the most viewed segments. That does not surprise me at all.
That's because a lot of people still live in the past.
Yeah, I was just more like thinking like, okay, look, I get Mandy Rose. I can probably buy into what she's doing. But why was the point of the Alexa Bliss segment other than an LOL, look, we have this? We're edgy, right?
Vince wants to bring the Attitude Era back one bit at a time,
Yeah.
apparently.
Okay, then how about this? How about you give us hardcore wrestling, not the ultra violent hardcore wrestling, just ruthless aggression hardcore wrestling.
Because Rufus like wrestling John's old. Again, Vince McMahon's a conflicted old man.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt to that.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, the Alexa Bliss segment wasn't even anything. It's the Mandy Rose segment that was like,
What? Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he was more covered in that segment than he actually is in the ring.
Yeah.
Also, here's the thing I'm going to say. There's one thing I can at least compliment the Mandy Rose and the Uso storyline and Naomi. There's one thing I can at least say.
What's that?
At least
But-
Mandy Rose is acting like a legit heel. Like she feels like the bad guy in the story.
Yeah, except that's not what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. It's not the worst storyline I've ever seen. The worst storyline is when they gave a sexual harasser Enzo the good guy trait, and Rusev, being the one that defends his wife's honor, was the villain.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
I know a storyline that was worse.
Go for it.
The
It was
Kane
Alexa
one?
Bliss and Bailey with the "This Is Your Life" segment.
Oh, that.
Don't remind me of that.
Oh fuck! I just reminded you. Shit. That's my
I
bad.
still have fucking nightmares of that.
Oh my gosh. That
I don't know what was worse, that or Bobby Lashley's sisters. It's kind of really close at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's do a slammy for the worst WWE segment of 2018.
The Braun
Basically,
segment
there's
was
too many
pretty
to
bad also,
list.
with him forgetting his lines and just
yeah,
like
yeah,
the dialogue he was given. That was
I
really
feel
bad
like
also.
when trying to touch him for an earpiece, like, okay, pause, and then said he's a beastie boy. The fuck?
I don't get it though. I mean, that line didn't bother me. It was just the other stuff. Him just like standing there all awkward, like saying nothing. Staring
Yeah,
off
here's the
into
thing
space.
about
Yeah,
that.
that
Here's
was-
the thing about that segment. Turns out the reason why it went that way is because Braun Strowman completely forgot the script.
Oh god. So he had an anxiety attack, similar to another superstar.
Lars Sullivan.
Bingo.
Listen, I know why he had anxiety attack. He's scared. He's scared of Monday Night Raw, just like everyone else is.
That he
Oh.
probably had. He's never
Yeah.
competed in front of this many people.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I mean,
he blew his chance. He was gonna face Cena, but now looks like that's not happening anymore.
Lars did compete against a similar number of people at a takeover. I just don't think he could handle doing that every week.
Yeah.
And Lars is still green, to be honest. I don't know how he'd do. He would have
Well-
to wrestle lengthier matches. They would ask him to wrestle more lengthier matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see those going very long.
Yeah, I don't know why. And like, okay, I don't know why would Vince bully Lars Sullivan backstage because, oh, you had an anxiety attack? Oh, well, that was your choice to have an anxiety attack. I'm pretty sure you would shame him for that.
This isn't the first time Vince has let bullying go on. Look what happened with Morrow and JBL.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one thing that
Yeah.
really irated me. Like, I've been bullied, and yet I've been bullied throughout my life because I was different from everyone else, and because I had an anxiety condition. But the fact that at least the teachers, at least some of them at my schools, were at least helping me out, whereas Vince was like, "I'm favoring JBL because you're not like Michael Cole. You are evil, Maranello."
And also, JBL gives me more money, so what are you giving me?
You're what the hardcore fans want. And if you're what the hardcore fans want, then you're the enemy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so glad Maranello is in NXT and wants to just be there, remain the voice of NXT. Thank goodness. And by the way, you all heard who's calling the Rumble match this next
Oh, it's
weekend.
fucking
right?
JBL and Jerry Kinglor. Well, looks like I'm gonna be muting my TV during that.
I could be my own commentator versus those jack-offs.
Yo, we should all do commentary together. We would probably do it better than JBL and Jerry will on
Agreed.
Sunday.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I'm just like, why did you bring this guy back? Did you guys not hear what JBL said about World Cup event?
What did he say about the World Cup event?
Right.
This is what he said. He said this on an interview on national television where he says, if you want change in Saudi Arabia, you send WWE there.
What?
How will WWE
What?
help with Saudi Arabia? They don't give a shit about that. They're just
No,
there because
no.
they're making money. It's WWE blood money.
How the fuck did that
Yeah,
help?
well, let's name the next freaking crown. Let's name the next special blood money at this point, because that's all it ever is.
Yeah, they're going back to Saudi Arabia after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
God.
But like, when I heard JBL's comment on that, I was like, did Vince tell you to think he's God?
Must have. Paid him enough
Yeah,
money.
probably.
Kiss my ass club, JBL, VIP. God.
It was just fascinating when I heard that line. Like, wow, Vince is not God, JBL. He can't just switch an entire country's culture system in an instant.
Yeah, money doesn't solve everything, in case you haven't figured that out, JBL, which obviously you haven't. So what's next? Let's see. They ripped off King of the Ring. They ripped off the Royal Rumble. Oh, I know. Let's do a 10 in-person elimination chamber and call it Royal Quarters.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Fuck.
the greatest Survivor Series. That's probably what they're gonna call it when they go back next November. They'll have like all these elimination matches throughout the entire show, and it'll completely kill any value that fucking stipulation match has anymore.
Well, to be fair, WWE main roster has killed every gimmick imaginable. At least NXT knows how to treat a gimmick match.
You know, like War
They know how to
Games.
use it. They're saving the Hell in a Cell match for a perfect time. They haven't overkilled it just because they need a pay-per-view for Hell in a Cell matches.
Okay, then why not just make Hell in a Cell a end of the rivalry event, not just a pay-per-view?
That's what I think Ciampa vs. Gargano should be at TakeOver WrestleMania weekend. Should be Hell in a Cell.
I completely agree.
Yep.
They have yet to do a Hell in a Cell match in NXT. That would be such a fitting first. Just don't paint it yellow.
They're not going to do that.
Nah.
Triple H knows better.
You want to know why they painted it red?
Why? Because I think it would look cool with like the blood.
No, because if that was the case, then WWE would have not made Great Balls of Fire. They would have just called it Bad Blood again.
Oh my God. What was Vince thinking naming a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire? Did he not think there would be all these memes afterwards?
Vince doesn't get the internet. But you want to know why the chamber was painted red?
Tell him, Eric.
More.
Because Vince was hearing Mick Foley and The Undertaker's match from 20 years ago, and he thought the structure looked old.
What?
Screw iconography.
It looked like it aged a day from then.
Yeah.
I mean, they rebuilt the Hell in a Cell at least twice.
Yeah, and like Vince for some reason was like, wow, it's been 20 years since that match. Man, this structure looks old. I better repaint it because screw iconography.
Yeah, that was distracting.
What are y'all's thoughts on the new Elimination Chamber?
What new Elimination Chamber? The one with like the
one
padded
that-
floor?
Yeah, that one.
I mean, for performer safety, it's decent. I don't really have a problem with it, but it's whatever. I prefer the old one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not that big of a deal, though. I don't really have a big problem with it.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to eliminate the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and just put the Money in the Bank match back on WrestleMania.
Imagine a guy like Andrade in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he'd be the perfect winner, to be honest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear what Andrade Cien Almas went through?
Or Samoa Joe as Mr. Money in the Bank with cutting promos with that briefcase.
Except Vince will never give him the chance because to Vince, he's a fat Samoan.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He said
Oh,
that's
right,
the reason
body
he signed him
shaming.
10 years ago, because he was
Yeah,
a
it's
fat
body
Samoan.
shaming.
Don't be a bully, be a star, right? Then
Oh.
you mother. Never mind. Eric, you were trying to say something about Andrade?
Okay, so I'm sure some of you've seen this, but Andrade may have just killed his push.
What did he say?
yeah.
Oh, he told like people don't
Yeah.
come to WWE.
He says not as
that's
cracked
right.
up to be.
Yeah, he said it's not as cracked up to be. That's why that one guy, Rush, signed with Ring of Honor.
That's
Yeah,
probably
it's
why
not wrong,
Dragon Lee just
but-
signed with Ring of Honor also. He's probably friends with Andrade.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
reported it was those two.
Yeah.
So Andrade just told two workers that could have provided a lot of quality in Vince's eyes to go somewhere else. This is not the place you want to go to. And
Probably
yet,
told Bandito that also because he had an offer with WWE on the table, and
Yes,
he
he
declined
did.
it to go to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he had a great match against PJ Black at Honor Reigns Supreme. I'm glad that people are finally realizing that WWE is not the greatest end-all beat-all. It's not just about a freaking paycheck.
No.
Just ask Chris Jericho; he'll tell you it's not about the paycheck anymore at this point.
Or ask the people that are finally realizing that, like the Revival.
oh yeah, them.
The Revival are going to work for the promotion that made them a meme. Cody and the Young Bucks made them a meme. Fuck the Revival.
And now everyone's going all free the revival.
Yeah.
Yeah, free the
Yeah.
Revival. That's what FTR stands
Free
for
them.
now.
Actually, they say it stands for Forever the Revival.
Ah,
Yeah.
forever the Revival.
I think that was their way of saying, like, even though we might change our names because we're no longer with WWE, we're going to always be the Revival to you all.
Yeah.
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 What would their tag team name be on the Indies?
Probably FTR, like DIY.
Well, I mean, before, they were known as Mechanic in NXT when they first started.
The Mechanics. That was an awful tag name. Thank God they changed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you imagine what Vince would do with them with that name on the main roster?
Turn them into mechanic gimmicks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He doesn't come out dressed like plumbers and shit or like workers.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how much Vince is still thinking this is the 80s.
Well,
He'd probably have Omega be like a video game nerd like TJP. Have him come out to like this video game music.
Mega Man.
Yeah, have him come out to the Mega Man theme song.
I honestly hope that 205 Live Town is incorporated in the Royal Rumble. I think TJP would be a great addition to it.
I hope to see what's his name in the Rumble. I'm trying to think. Who would be good from 205 Live?
Buddy Murphy.
He's having a match early, so I don't know how that would work. Maybe.
Well, I mean, people have worked double time before. I mean,
Cedric Alexander in the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Noam Dar. Let's incorporate the NXT UK, and 205 Live Town as surprises in the men's Rumble.
Oh, let's have Walter in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Have a face off with fucking I don't know.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Have him get a few eliminations before he gets tossed out, maybe by like an underdog like Seth Rollins or something.
Well, I mean, look at Andrade's Rumble run. That was very impressive.
But that was only because it was NXT Andrade Cien Almas, not WWE Diet.
Listen, they're finally starting to push him now. At least I hope they are with what they're doing with him and Rey Mysterio.
Okay, there's actually a theory I have why they're pushing Balor and Andrade finally.
Because of AEW.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As much as everyone says that, as much as, well, Ethan, you said that AEW is not going after WWE, which is true. They're going to focus on themselves and not focus on the others.
Wondering if it'll be competition. It won't be right away. Just enjoy the show for what it is. No one cares if it's going to be competition or not.
Yeah, but WWE seems to be like, we gotta take them seriously. We gotta take them seriously, even though they're doing their own thing. But we gotta take them seriously and freak out and go into paranoia mode.
Yeah, go petty and lock people in their contracts.
Yeah, that report came out how the Revival apparently won out. Mike and Maria Kanellis won out. Zack Ryder wants out.
Yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler wants out, and WWE's like, okay, you all want out? Well, I'm going to let you go home, but you're not going to get paid, but we're going to freeze your contracts. We're going to starve you out.
Or they're going to sit at home and get paid just for doing nothing.
So, like WCW then?
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's actually fascinating how much Vince has become the very thing he's being bitter about after all these years.
Eh.
Didn't Vince say he wanted competition like a few years ago?
Except he's lying through his teeth. If he was, then SmackDown would still be the A show during the Paul Heyman run.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still the A show to me nowadays. Way better than...
Oh, yeah. He said he wants competition, but he tried to cancel that ROH New Japan MSG show.
Yeah.
He did everything he could to cancel it, and it still didn't work. The show is still
going
on.
Too. That's how popular it is. It's good enough.
He doesn't realize the world doesn't revolve around him.
Well, apparently he has yet to realize that, and it's 2019.
They don't need Kenny Omega for the show to sell out.
No, they don't.
No, they just have to say this. We do what WWE doesn't, and they already sold the show.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I can see Double or Nothing selling out probably quicker than before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think Jericho is wrestling on that show, though. I don't care that he signed to AEW. He's probably going to wrestle on it.
Yeah, he has expressed he wants to fight Hiroshi Tanahashi.
That's what I think the match is going to be. Jericho versus Tanahashi.
Well, the contract states that he can still work in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and according to his last interview, he wants to go after the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Or Okada. Okada doesn't have anyone to work with.
And in fact, when I was doing predictions with No DQ, one of the members of the team, he made a bold prediction that we're going to get Okada versus Jericho.
I agree with him.
Okay.
I think that would be an insane match. I'm so glad, by the way, that Okada is back to the original Rainmaker theme, look, and everything.
Yeah, I even predicted that JY has to fight that version of Okada to really cement his legacy.
Agree.
Yep.
So do you think Jay White's going to become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion this year?
Probably.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Some people have told me they're not that high on Jay White. They think he needs, like, work in ring. He's not ready yet.
Well, at least they're letting him work with the best talent they got.
He's getting legit heel heat. We said the same thing about Roman. He was getting go-away heat. Now Jay White's getting legit heat.
Exactly.
The fans genuinely hate this guy, and they want to see him get his ass kicked.
Also, speaking of Roman Reigns, a new picture of him surfaced, and he's looking good.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
saw that.
Yeah, and to the people that like to make certain comments, such as, I can't wait for Roman to come back bald.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I saw people
that's fucked up,
photoshopping
man.
bald hair onto him. It was awful.
I was
reported
just
that guy on Instagram. I saw like someone posted it on like their account. I reported that account immediately.
Yeah, that's
Gee.
fucked up. You don't do that.
like, I was thinking, like, okay, look, you can not like Roman Reigns the character, but why do you hate Joe? What did he do? What, made some
Yeah.
bad interviews back in 2015?
Freaking
Hate a
body.
fucking character on TV. You don't. I mean, come on.
Joe delivered some of the best promos today.
Yeah.
Great in-ring worker. I'm looking forward to him actually facing Mustafa Ali. Ali is a great seller to have moved, but I feel like the whole ragdolling around the ring post at the beginning of tag is kind of getting old.
Eh, don't worry, Brock Lesnar will try and do that with Balor.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman 4.
Yeah.
By the way, poor Braun Strowman, his run has just absolutely been buried.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's the thing that fascinates me. The reason why Vince pulled him out of that match was because, oh god, what have I done? Yeah, so let's see if I get this straight. If it's a Vince McMahon project, he'll realize he's made a mistake and pull back. But if it's an NXT project he's messing up, oh, let's stay the course and ruin them like Bray Wyatt.
Oh, Bray Wyatt. I need a Wyatt family 2.0.
What happened to Bray Wyatt? He hasn't been on TV in like 6 months.
Because they have nothing for him, they were looking like they were going to bring him back for TLC, and then they copped out on it.
He must have. Matt Hardy must have let him borrow the Lake of Reincarnation, and he still hasn't been let out of it.
Nah.
Well, I mean, he did pop up on a house show, if house shows even matter. I mean-
They don't, because remember,
Not really.
wasn't Dana Brooke a face on a house show and then turned
no one
heel the
cares
next
about
night?
house shows unless you're at the house show.
Dana who?
Dana Brooke, former member of Titus Worldwide.
No, I've never heard of her.
Also, here's the thing I've been wanting to talk about. The nightmare of WWE's continuity. There's like what, 5 continuities they're working with. There's the main roster continuity, the house show continuity, NXT continuity, the Vince McMahon retcons, and the real world.
Hold up, Eric. I heard a rumor that you might want to hear. It's about why Lashley won the IC title.
I can't imagine.
They had him win it because they wanted to quiet the people who were pissed about Hogan returning. Like,
Oh
the
yeah, that
American
incident. Yeah,
people.
that's why.
Oh, yeah.
God.
That's why they had Lashley win the IC title. on
Because, we value our workers and whatnot. So we're going to piss you off with someone you don't want to be the IC champion and derail the Ambrose Rollins feud even more so.
I wonder if they're going to do the Lashley pose with him having the IC title on his butt.
Oh my god!
wouldn't be
I would
surprised.
immediately just turn my TV off. I wouldn't even change the channel if I saw that.
What I'm really hoping is now that he's a champion, he takes himself more seriously. Maybe they make Leo seem more serious, and he goes into his whole silent killer, dominating character from Impact Wrestling, but he was their champion.
Except Vince doesn't like it when someone does better than him at something, so he decides to do his own thing.
And that's part of the problem, if not the problem.
Why do you think he took so long? Why do you think he never brought back War Games? And Triple H says, fine, if you won't bring it back, I'll bring it back.
Because Triple H knows what freaking people want. And he cares about wrestling.
Also, here's the thing I heard about War Games as a whole when it was brought back.
What?
Remember when Triple H said that the reason why they didn't bring in the ceiling, and they said it was because they want the high flyers to use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Triple H was actually lying through his teeth. The real report came out that said that Triple H wanted to bring back the ceiling, but Vince was like, no!
Well, I guess if you did bring back the ceiling, you wouldn't have that crazy 730 spot off the top from Ricochet.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, okay, Vince, what's your reason to get rid of the ceiling? Is it offensive? Is it because you don't want to be reminded of a competition that you almost lost in? Except I would like to tell Vince this. Vince, you won. Move on.
What more do you have to prove? You own the world. You have more money than anybody. You'll never have more money than Disney.
Okay,
You
so
shut
speaking
up.
of Owens, Lashley, Ken Owens posted a picture of him with the IC title. I hope this means Owens is coming back to win the IC title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of Kevin Owens, there's been a report about him.
Yeah.
His return has been delayed. He won't be back until after WrestleMania.
Listen,
I feel
he's
okay.
ready to come back. He should come back. It makes sense. Lashley was the one who put Owens on the shelf in the first place. He wants revenge. He wants the title.
Yeah, I understand that, but I honestly would be amazed because remember, this is the same.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about this. This is the same company that made Owens team up with Strowman after months of harassment.
Point taken.
When did that happen?
Let's see. Extreme Rules, SummerSlam, and then when Kevin Owens assaulted the Shield with the rest of the Raw locker room, who are mostly consisted of guys that Strowman terrorized.
Except Drew Gulak, which was really surprising.
You remember when they had Kevin Owens quit and then he came back a week later?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still don't get that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I had
That was
hoped for
weird
that
business.
storyline. I thought, oh, they might bring him back to NXT. He can run Rampage there, and then he'll come back later with a new attitude.
Or they could have done this. They could have done the logical thing and just let him stay home for a while so he can recover from his eventual injuries.
Yeah, I mean, give somebody a downtime, write them off, and then rebuild them, okay? But I guess it'd be too much right. I really hope if this XFL thing does go off, that Vince focuses more on that, Triple H gets more involved in the main roster, and we see talent juggled between NXT and the main roster, because obviously Vince isn't doing anything with most of them. Where's Aiden English?
I kind of forgot about him, honestly. I kept thinking he should at least be contending for the IC title or US title.
Yeah. Ty Ginger, she's injured. Hey. Noe Jose, buried. Tyler Breeze.
I forgot about No Way Jose. Who's that?
What?
Who's No Way Jose? I forgot about him.
He brings a conga line once in the Blue Moon to Raw. That's as much as you need to know about him right now.
Oh, he did the conga line with Ember Moon and Kurt Hawkins. We all know that.
Yes. Ember Moon, doggone it!
Ugh.
Man. I could have seen her going after the freaking title. Hell, her versus Ronda would be another excellent match. But no, we got pointless 6-woman, 4-woman tags, because everybody loves those.
Yeah, we're kind of getting sick of them at this point. It's like, just do something different.
Yeah, do something different. How hard does that sound, Vince McMahon? I don't know what to do different things. My formula works fine.
And this is why everyone wants to leave your company and go to AEW or New Japan.
Exactly. Hell, Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor even has more fun. I love this new faction that Bruce Robinson brought out called Young Blood with Neil Dashwood, David Finlay, who were the other two? I don't remember.
Also, did you hear all those details that came out regarding the Young Bucks and Cody's contract offer they got from WWE
Yeah,
before?
here's what I heard. I heard they wanted BT on the network, all this money. They would get a WrestleMania opponent of their choosing. They'd have a big storyline going in.
Oh, and they would also be allowed to leave 6 months in.
Yeah. Triple H was in negotiation with the Young Bucks for 12 hours. That's insane.
They still turned them. He still turned them down.
Yeah, that was like, I'm pretty sure Triple H would have offered creative control over their characters, but Vince was like, no, we can't do that. I need to control people.
Right, I need to have control. And again, here's the thing. We gotta talk about this. Kenny Omega. He wants to be challenged. He said that. But he also wants to be happy. And he also knows he's fans of their own promotion. Do you see Kenny Omega going to AEW or WWE?
AEW.
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 I
They already
gotta
started teasing it on Being the Elite with like the phone calls. Like his phone has a timer now. They're counting down to something.
Yeah. Where's my phone? You put this. And then his cryptic tweet, no, next time. I gotta imagine that we'll find out next time is gonna be February 1st.
I
I'll
think
tell you when the next episode of Being the Elite is, and I'll announce it there.
yeah.
Unless they really, really, really draw this out till double or nothing, and he comes out at the end and says, I am all elite.
They're not doing that. They want him wrestling at Double or Nothing. He'll be in the headline match.
Well, you already got Pac and Heyman Page going one-on-one, it sounds like, for the alleged AEW championship. So, I mean, if that's not your headline, wow.
I read that when the tickets go on sale in like a month, they're going to announce what the main event is, and that's a really big match.
What are your thoughts, by the way, on everything AEW says they're going to offer?
I think it's going to be a big deal. Like WWE, they would have to try and match that offer.
WWE said now, oh, we're gonna, if you're like you want to re-sign, like we don't want you to leave, so we're gonna offer you even more money than we would before to re-sign with us.
Except,
money is not always the answer.
In fact, they just want respect. Like, remember, the Revival are all getting punished week in and week out because they dare say the truth. Because we are not sports entertainers, we are professional wrestlers.
Oh, God. I am so sick of the freaking word sports entertainment and superstars. They're professional wrestlers in the wrestling business. Simple as that. Boy. I'm just saying. I wonder where Kushnida's going to be involved in this, because pretty much I guess he's a lock to go to WWE. So
he's going to NXT, I think.
Yeah, it's been said he's going to NXT.
Okay, well, I guess it's better than just being locked into 205 Live. I love the action I see on 205 Live, but it feels like it's a prison.
To be honest, it's kind of like what NXT UK is now, because like they can't go anywhere now. They can't wrestle for any other indie promotions in the UK. They're stuck there.
Yeah, I understand that part, but like when it comes to 205 Live, I was like, okay, you can't treat the 205 Live guys like WCW treated the Cruiserweights, like lock them in.
Exactly. I mean, NXT superstars, they still work with like Evolve and stuff. Why can't NXT UK branch out a little bit and have them work in like PWG or Progress or ICW? What's wrong with that?
Or at least compete in the bigger division.
That's killing the competition because it's not Progress, as good as they aren't really competition to WWE. WWE should not be worrying about them at all.
In fact, wait a second. Doesn't Progress have a financial deal with them? So why even attack your own financial partner?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like bleeding them dry. The one company that's odd out from all of this, though, is Impact. Where do you see Impact going from here? Now they're on like Impact on Twitch and the Pursuit channel. How much longer do you see them going for?
At best, maybe 2 years.
That's not bad.
Listen, I know it's just an average. You guys hear Charlotte said she wants to enter the Rumble at number 1 and win it.
What?
Yeah, she said that.
Knowing WWE, that would probably be something they do.
Well, I mean, they all love Charlotte. They're going to push her like she is the biggest thing on the roster, even though Ronda Rousey's probably paid more than her. I mean, who do they push more? Who's the bigger star in WWE's eyes? Charlotte Flair or Ronda Rousey?
Ronda Rousey.
Exactly. That's why she has the title. What's your thoughts, by the way, on her title run?
I think it's been pretty good.
It's been good, but I want more variety in her matches. Like, you know, not Tamina or Nia Jax.
We're getting that next weekend.
Yeah. But I want more than just that. But
I may not like Sasha's attitude, especially what she's been saying the past few days about how she's better than half the male roster. But you gotta admit, it'll be a good match.
Yeah, it is going to be a great match. Yeah. Like, even Ronda admitted in an interview that she was excited because that's a dream match she wanted.
Yeah. That promo was a little cringeworthy, though, this past Monday at first. But then it really picked up when Io Sasha came out and Ronda became a badass.
That's the problem with Ronda. She's really cringe on the microphone. Like, nothing she says is believable, to be honest.
Except for that one promo she cut on Nikki Bella and basically trashed her entire career.
Well, that was basically a one-line promo, to be honest. Besides that, there was nothing memorable.
Oh, man, that line. That got the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah. But, like, here's the thing. Everyone was going ahead and saying, well, Becky Lynch said the same thing to John Cena. And it was like, okay, there's something different between what Ronda said and Becky said. And here's what I'm about to say. Whereas you could make the argument that Ronda shamed Nikki Bella, and I will still counter that Nikki Bella clearly gave consent to do this. But when Becky called out John Cena's relationship with Nikki, she just said that Nikki dumped Cena, not the other way around.
Right. So it's not exactly the same thing.
If anything, that last part Becky said was actually true because Nikki was the one that dropped the whole thing because she found out that Cena didn't want to go through with it. That he was just gritting his teeth like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I can't believe I have to commit.
You know, last commitment, just like, nope, not going to happen. Dropped it on the day of. Man, that hurts.
Oh, it could be worse. You could get fired on your wedding day like CM Punk was.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I remember that. Do you see CM Punk ever getting back into wrestling?
Probably not. Probably he has expressed something regarding AEW, but at best, I don't think so
He
for
is
a
friends
while.
with the Young Bucks. He still talks to them, apparently, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't.
But I don't see it happening anytime soon, to be honest.
I don't see it either. I mean, it'll be something, but I'm pretty sure he and AJ Lee, they're done with wrestling.
I did hear, though, they did want Pocket all in, but he declined. He wanted to make his return to Dragon Gate. He was staying committed.
Right. He's now Dragon Gate champion, but hey, now he's all elite. He's in all elite wrestling, so there you go.
Hey, I just got an update regarding the Revival's contract situation.
What?
Apparently, the reason why they had finally snapped with Vince and the company is because the tag team champs weren't featured. They weren't given any lack of promos or backstage segments, and it's been reported that their request to leave has been denied.
Wow, shocking.
Listen.
Hey, B.
Go ahead, Jake. What do you got to think?
About the tag titles, I mean, it's kind of an improvement from where they were, but that's not saying much because the titles were awful. Just a few months ago, when the B team were holding them. I mean, at least Rude and Gable are putting on good matches, but nothing else. They really aren't getting any promo time, like they said.
I almost forgot. I forgot the Raw tag team titles existed.
And you remember what the last feud was about? It was about that Drake Maverick likes to piss in his pants.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
Since then, AOP has not been on TV at all. That feud basically did bury them.
Yeah, I mean they're backing catering probably. It's amazing how much of the roster's backing catering. Literally doing nothing but probably talking about
Vanity.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay. Happen to Nikki Cross on SmackDown or Raw wherever she goes. She's too good for that.
On how they're handling the NXT card, where they both will be able to showcase their talents on both shows, but they're not officially signed to either brand yet. So, who do you see going to which brand? Let's start with EC3.
SmackDown.
I heard SmackDown for EC3, and I think, to be honest, I think they'll push him as a babyface because they need more babyfaces on that show, and he was a babyface near the end of his NXT run, so I think they'll bring him up as a face and they'll push him there.
Yeah, but I can see him turning heel eventually too, because just his persona and stuff.
Hey, we said that about Bobby Roode. We thought he was going to turn heel after he went through a quick babyface run. He still has not turned heel.
He needs to. I hope to see a heel Bobby Roode in a championship picture type match at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's not happening.
Yeah, point taken. I can keep dreaming. Oh, maybe SummerSlam. I mean, I don't know. But something needs to happen for Roode, in my opinion.
I thought Vince would like Bobby Roode. He's got a good look. He's good on the microphone. He wrestles in old school style, which Vince would like. I don't get why Vince doesn't like him.
Because he's from Impact and NXT.
I forgot about that.
Right. The It Factor of professional wrestling, straight from Impact Wrestling. One of the longest reigning heavyweight champions.
The only Impact guy they've really pushed is AJ, and that's because he didn't spend his whole career in Impact like Bobby Roode did.
Yeah. In fact, AJ Styles was probably the one exception they had because Vince even admitted to himself apparently that, man, I wish I signed him a decade ago.
Yeah, I remember that. He also talked about how he was interested in Adam Cole back in 2016. I really hope the Undisputed Era stays together wherever they go. And if they were to go together, let's see. What brand could they do more on?
SmackDown.
As much as we hate to admit it, not every NXT talent that we love can go to SmackDown, so they probably go to Raw because Raw needs more teams.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
think they'd be split half.
yeah, maybe half and half.
I think Adam Cole might go on his own without the Undisputed Era because Vince is going to be like, I want to push this guy as a singles guy.
And then Bobby Fish would be a standout, and then you got Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly as a tag team.
Yeah.
2019, the year of the Undisputed Era in NXT. All four will be holding gold by the end of the year. Let's see if Cole's premonition comes true. So going back to NXT call-ups, what do you see next for Lacey Lane? Or Lacey Evans, sorry.
Oh, she's going to end up with nothing because she debated on main event and tapped out to Natalya, so there.
I have a bad feeling that Vince might push her because she's blonde, and we all know Vince loves blonde women wrestlers.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm not a fan of her, to be honest. I don't really see anything in her. Her character I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of her on the mic, and I don't think she's that good in ring, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing she has for her as a woman's rival is just a big show KO punch.
Yes, and her finish was awful. That does not help either.
Candice LeRae, though, she did sell it, though, when she got knocked out. She just fell backwards like a redwood.
I mean,
Okay.
A woman gets pushed because they're blonde, and I guess maybe Tony Storm has a shot. I don't know.
Well, Tony Storm, though, like she said, she wants to stay in the NXT UK brand. She wants to show that's the best brand in the world, and I feel that's best for her, and I hope that sticks.
I think Rhea Ripley would get pushed though if she went up. Vince would push her as like a dominant monster heel that we all.
It surprised me if Rhea Ripley was involved in the Women's Royal Rumble.
It would probably be like a Rhea Ripley Charlotte face off because like they're always comparing her to Charlotte. It seems like.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, she'll face Charlotte Flair and get buried. Because Vince loves Charlotte. What do you think next for Nikki Cross?
I hope she goes to SmackDown.
And help Sandy get some momentum again.
Cross versus
Where the hell is Sandy?
to see on main roster.
Congrats to Killian Day and Nikki Cross in their marriage. And
I didn't know they were dating until I heard that they just got married.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I had no idea. I wonder if they're going to post that on the Performance Center YouTube channel. What did y'all figure about that wedding battle between Sarah Logan and Rowan? Or what's the name?
I didn't watch it, but I saw pictures. It looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, apparently I heard they had a real Viking wedding.
Yeah, it was something. Shayna Baszler, the Riot Squad, and the whole families was there. It was something quite unique.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
I would have been very uncomfortable because I wouldn't know what to do. It'd be like really like weird and awkward to be honest.
Well, I guess unless you know your Greek like your Viking mythology, you would be a little out of place there.
Hey, it could be worse, Jake. It could be really worse for you.
Yeah.
You want to know how worse it could be?
I could be at a Monday Night Raw show.
No, not that. That's less worse than what I was thinking.
What?
It could be as offensive and insulting to the culture, like that certain guy who went to Japan and insulted their entire culture for 3 videos.
Oh, Logan Paul, that fucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
no! You had to bring that name up. Man, the toxicity of Twitter and the wrestling community has just been ridiculous lately. Poor Tony Storm, by the way.
There's probably some people out there who think Logan Paul did nothing wrong.
Oh yeah. I know I'm going off wrestling for a second, but here's the thing that what Logan Paul inadvertently created with his little fiasco in the forest.
What?
He's inspired someone last December, someone tried to replicate what Logan did in Japan's forest by finding a body, but when he didn't find any, he just made a video saying, "No body, shame."
You heard what he said? You heard what he said about that he wants to go gay for a month in March?
Yeah, I'm just, what? I'm just like, what?
What? I'm like, what?
He would
I don't know if people
the entire culture by doing that. Like he would make a mockery out of it, and that we don't want that at all.
Jesus. I really wonder what goes through people's minds when they conceive this stuff of how can I insult this culture or this person or make this wrestler feel uncomfortable?
Did Vince shame Finn Balor for his size?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Or how about that one storyline?
Becky Lynch for his accent, if you clearly remember that.
Oh yeah, that's why
yeah.
she was never really pushed because they didn't care about her accent. Now look at her; she's the most over thing in the company.
And you guys saw that picture of Kevin Owens. Look how much skinnier he is. How much you want to bet Vince told him you gotta lose some weight?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah. But Kevin looks good. He looks really good.
I'll take it. He's probably gonna get more of a push now that he's actually got himself in a decent shape again.
Well, we can only hope that, and hopefully it starts with the IC title, maybe the Raw after WrestleMania, and Sami Zayn makes a return too. Both of them as surprise faces, biggest pop of the night.
Okay, I've said this before in my predictions of what they should do for Becky Lynch. I kept saying like, okay, how about you get Kevin Dunn on TV and have Becky Lynch punch Kevin Dunn in front of the WrestleMania crowd when he tries to screw her out of the women's title?
Have him put her in the disarm her. I mean, have her put him in the disarm her.
I would love that.
And literally break his arm.
Also, did all of you see my post a month ago where I said about a version of Becky Lynch calling out Stephanie McMahon for her whole "I created women's wrestling"?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Who called her out for that, Becky?
No, I made a fictional promo imagining what would it be like if we did Becky Lynch versus Stephanie and had Becky call her out for all of that.
That would be a great segment, like, for all of us, especially, like, finally someone calls Stephanie out on her bullshit.
Well, someone needs to. Do you remember that one interview she gave where she said, and I quote, WWE, I feel it could become bigger than Disney.
That was the stupidest statement, and she should feel bad.
Stephanie also said, "Oh, I'm the creator of women's wrestling."
No, you're
You
not.
fucking ain't.
No, you're not.
Way far from it. Have you heard of Stardom?
And you know what? She thought naming a battle royal after a fucking, I'm trying to think, a pimp was a good idea.
Oh, that's right. The Fabulous Moolah.
Yeah.
She thought that would go over well. She thought no one would have an issue with it.
Well, honestly, they were going to keep it, but
It's
Eric,
so
you know
much
as well as
better.
I do, the only reason they dropped that was because they didn't want to lose their sponsorship with Snickers.
Yeah.
Also, they were
Yeah.
describing her as this empowering woman who did so much for women's wrestling.
Oh, give me a break. Empowering women like Cyndi Lauper, Mae
It's
Young.
retconning something that you don't want to hear about from history, like Eric said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
So-
remember the more infamous retcon they did on one night?
What?
The whole, the match doesn't count because it was on the pre-show Survivor Series.
Oh my god. Yeah, they did that because they wanted Raw to look dominant.
And it's because there was apparently a misfeed where Raw was supposed to win every match that night. But since that didn't happen, we're just going to make sure everyone knows Raw went undefeated. 6-1.
What about
Yeah.
Ronda versus Charlotte, or did Ronda win by DQ?
Ronda won by DQ.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, that Tag Team Survivor Series match, it was supposed to go to Raw, but then, like, the producers apparently weren't told this, and they just said, oh, SmackDown's going over, okay.
Yeah, and then we got TLC, and we got how everything built towards that, and now we have the biggest storyline of 2019 in WWE, Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky.
You're
I'm
lucky.
gonna
This
have
was
it.
lucky it was only the pre-show. Imagine it was the thing for Bryan versus Lesnar, and they said, oh, Bryan's going over. Go ahead and do your match.
Yeah. That match was actually surprisingly
Imagine how furious Vince would have been. We're like, Brock was supposed to fucking win. What the
Damn it,
hell?
Brian. You screwed everything up.
But Lesnar doesn't care. He would probably be asking for $600,000 just to lose.
Listen, Vince likes to work with the smaller guys. That is one thing I will give him. He likes to work with the guys who can actually wrestle.
Yeah, he actually likes the match where he's with somebody that actually can wrestle. That's why the AJ
DJ carried. It's an easy payday for him.
Yeah. The AJ Styles and the Daniel Bryan matches are probably some of the best matches in his career.
And CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk, definitely. I feel like CM Punk is still number one.
I haven't seen that match in a while. I gotta go back and rewatch it soon.
Definitely.
That was
So,
a good match.
yeah. So I really wonder, what was the last call up? We're going back to wrestling. Heavy Machinery. What the fuck happened?
No idea.
Jeez.
I want to talk about like actual NXT because I've been noticing more people are calling Bianca Belair overrated. I know Ethan thinks Bianca Belair is overrated.
No, I just don't see anything special with.
Well, they needed to find a different opponent for Shayna because they wanted to have that title defended on the takeover. Honestly, I would have rather seen Candice LeRae or Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, but Bianca Belair? What's this going to lead to?
I don't think her against Shayna Baszler is unbelievable.
Me neither.
Yeah, I always
Heel
hear.
versus heel. I don't know how good the match will be.
Yeah, I don't know either. But like, I always get told. I was told constantly like Balor versus Rock is going to be a one-sided death match, death
No,
set.
it's not.
Yeah, I was just saying like, okay, look. This is the same company that produced a dead man walking, a voodoo priest, a guy who could control fire, and you're telling me that Balor and Lesnar is not realistic because of the size?
Maybe they knew we got the
A zombie dead man was your world champion for a while.
Yes!
And didn't the voodoo priest become the good father and then the godfather again?
Yes, he did. Right to censor. What a faction that was.
Wasn't around when they were around, so
Yeah, in fact, here's the thing. Here's the thing about right to censor. I get the feeling Vince actually looked at them and thought, they're actually making sense. I better do this now.
Ha!
I heard their theme with the sirens. It was like really fucking annoying. I'm pretty sure their theme got a lot of heat back in the day for how annoying it was.
Yeah.
The Sirens were better in that theme versus Dean Ambrose theme, that's for sure.
Those are just the sirens and Dean's theme are just irritating.
Yeah, I'm just like, why are you going with this whole Bane gimmick you're doing? Why don't you just make him a little bit like John Moxley?
Well, I mean, now we have no idea what way Dean's going to go because he lost the title and he was pinned, actually. The champ was pinned that triple
If we're
threat.
being honest, Dean Ambrose should be more like the Joker from The Dark Knight than Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
Completely
Real
agree.
women say cringe.
Yeah, but I was
So,
also like, why don't they just make him a little bit like John Moxley? You don't need to get the whole ultra hardcore violence. You could just like make him crazy and
I like to
insane.
see him cut one of those promos where he's like in a dark room with no one, like just talking about like his past and like why he's the person he is, say why he's the lunatic.
Or
really
or he could do a remaster of that whole I'm just a sick guy promo, remastered on a bigger stage.
Exactly. I feel like Renee Young should get involved in like one of his matches and go full heel, and they should become like a dominating like pair, similar to like Edge and Lita.
Could Renee take bumps?
I don't know.
Maybe.
No
I know
idea.
at one point she did say that I'm just here to do what the company says and get everything I can out of it. If they ask me to wrestle, I probably need like training and stuff, but I'd be willing to do it. It's not something
I
that.
don't have a problem with Renee though. She's like the one backstage interviewer / announcer I don't really have a problem with, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to some of the other backstage interviewers like Dasha Fuentes, how robotic they sound.
Charlie
He's
Caruso.
fucking awful.
Charlie Caruso's good. I don't hate her either.
Yeah,
Charlie's
Charlie
meh.
Caruso.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about Renee Young a few years back.
What?
Vince actually ordered her to be publicly shamed on television for something that made no sense, more so.
Oh, jeez.
What?
God.
Okay, Renee, I'm going to ask a question, even though this should be none of my business and this doesn't affect me whatsoever, but I have to be offended by this. Why do you drive with no shoes on?
What?
What?
Why would Vince give a fuck about that?
Yeah, he actually had some segments where, remember on Main Event a few years back, Roman Reigns told Renee to take off her shoes and make a run for it when Kane came out? That was to directly insult her lifestyle.
Oh,
Patty.
God. What is wrong with this female old man? Jesus.
I'm just like, wait, Vince, what is your problem with her driving with no shoes and just her feet? Like, is that really a problem?
You have a foot fetish? Is that really a problem? Or do you just want
I actually heard a rumor about like something similar. So like Daniel Bryan's gimmick, Vince hates people like that in real life, but that's why he loves it so much. Now I think it's such genuinely hates someone like that and really thinks Bryan pulls it off perfectly.
Oh man, someone cares about the environment. They're evil.
Yeah,
If anything, you should still be a face because just looking out for the environment.
global warming is a myth. Blah blah blah. Good.
Well, it doesn't surprise me considering who Vince is best friends with.
Oh yeah, in the politics. Trust me, I know. It's the same reason why we have the XFL because he's best friend.
Are you talking about the Beaver, Kevin Dunn?
No, the other guy.
Give you a hint. Start with a D.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald Trump. Oh my
Ding.
god.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. I was watching a TED Talk one time, and Eric Bischoff was really comparing wrestling to politics and how similar they are.
Well, it's actually kind of true considering Vince has backstabbed
They're
everybody.
both run by senile old men.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And they don't want you to think; they want you to feel. Well, how are you feeling right now about the state of the WWE main roster and America?
It sucks.
So what was that?
Yep.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm really hoping that things really turn around, especially this fall with the whole Fox move and all that stuff. I really hope they do like a full-fledged draft, like I said before. Heavy machinery, they need to figure something out. And get everybody out of freaking catering. Use your roster. Push them. Stop relying on nostalgia. Or hell, go to AEW.
Yeah.
AEW's like going to put you out of business. You're worth freaking $2 billion. I don't know. Fucking.
AEW's not putting them out of business. Anyone who says that is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I feel like Vince is figuring that because look how petty he is. I mean, he took Chris Jericho out of the freaking opening to the Then Now Forever WWE logo and put him in the alumni page.
Okay, the alumni page I can get, but the whole let's remove him from the Then Now Forever thing, it's like, why? I mean, like, he didn't do something horrible. He just went to a different company.
It's not
Oh,
like he, It's
wow.
not like he completely like put the finger up at WWE or anything.
I mean, like, wow, I can't do something different. I'm just supposed to live for the WWE. I'm supposed to be John Cena.
In fact, wasn't it reported that Vince didn't want Jericho to go anywhere else because he thinks he created Jericho and not the other way around?
Yes, it was.
That just fascinated me. Like, okay, so let's see if I get this straight, Vince. You're going to personally retcon a human being's life and say you made him, and that's how you're going to operate, even though Jericho made himself in ECW, WCW before you?
If you're in WWE, nothing before or after matters. Vince made you. Simple as that, and that's the way Vince thinks. Ridiculous. But it's true. Oh, man. And then people are all against the whole mentality of looking at these other wrestling companies and stuff like that because it's like, oh, WWE is the way to go. They know what they're doing. They're doing everything right.
Okay, maybe NXT, but nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's just that when you think about like what WWE reaches out to anymore or tries to reach out to anymore, the casual type audience, it's like, oh, this is all that matters. Nothing else really matters.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. That's why I'm glad I watch Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, you name it. Hell, indie wrestling is sometimes more relevant and entertaining than this, and that's where all these people came from. But of course, they don't think about that or that at all. You're just going to hear more about dumb movies and Glass and utter stupid nonsense, and you're going to get ad breaks, but you'll miss with the match. It'll just be muted.
Hold on. What do you guys think about Andrade and Ray having another match? 2 out of 3 falls this week.
Why wasn't that saved for, like, Elimination Chamber or
Listen, I don't really
WrestleMania?
feel that they're overusing it. I could watch those two guys wrestle forever. I could watch them wrestle every week, and I never get bored of it.
Well,
Yeah,
that
but
match should be pay-per-view worthy, in my opinion. Let's be
It
honest
should be
here.
pay-per-view.
I mean,
after this match, I hope we're done, and then we save it for Mania, and then we don't do it again until then. We keep them away for a little bit.
Did you see Nakamura and Styles?
Oh, shit, you're right. That's not fucking happening.
about to say, they're recreating that with Andrade, Cien Almas, and Rey Mysterio. I mean...
At least they have good chemistry, though, and, like, they're not doing, like, screwy finish. At least they're giving us great match and make us want to see more of it.
Right, like a double low blow, calling back to Backlash.
Oh, my God. That was actually a good match up until the horrible finish. That's the thing, also.
And don't forget what the main event was.
Oh, yeah.
Beat the traffic!
Yeah.
Oh, man. Poor Roman and Joe. They did not deserve that.
Match wasn't even that good either. They were doing rest holds. You don't do that at fucking 11 o'clock at night when the fans are restless and tired and ready to go home.
Well, do you think that Roman and Joe were like, the audience doesn't care, why should we care? In fact, think about this. Some of the wrestlers right now, they're burned out on WWE. Seth Rollins feels like he's reached his peak.
Sami Zayn even said, I haven't really missed being away from WWE. It feels good to actually get some rest and not to be on the road every day.
Yeah, and like not only that, but Andrade's been frustrated. The Lucha wrestlers have been frustrated. Buddy Murphy's apparently frustrated. Like they're risking pissing everyone off on the roster.
Yeah, but hey, I'm paying you money. Shut up. It's like, oh, as long as I'm paying you money, I don't care what the hell you feel or think. That'd be too much like right. So how do you guys see this whole Becky, Charlotte, Ronda triple threat storyline really ending?
Okay, I just want Becky to win her match at WrestleMania.
Then what?
Let's see. Afterwards, she'll go on a feud with Ember Moon.
Move her to Raw?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Becky
Charlotte,
Lynch.
Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. How does this all end?
Move who to Raw?
Becky.
Yeah, Becky should go to Raw. They need a spark for that women's division, to be honest. I think SmackDown, they'll survive without Becky.
Well, they got Asuka, so... and she's their champ right now, so I think they're okay.
Personally, I'd still have Becky win the Rumble. I'd have her lose to Asuka, and then I'd have Becky go on to challenge Ronda and do Asuka versus Charlotte again, and then Asuka gets her win back from Mania.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka get her, redemption against Charlotte at Mania.
But we know it's probably going to be a triple threat. Asuka's going to be settled with someone else, most likely.
Yeah, and also, there's the thing about Becky versus Ronda that people have been wanting to see.
What?
Vince is finally saying, okay, you know what? We're going to give you that match.
Really?
Except there's a condition.
Oh no.
It's not going to be a WrestleMania. It's going to be the pay-per-view before that.
What?
Oh, Fastlane.
What? Fastlane?
Now that would be truly ironic. Because guess what, folks? I'm going to go see Fastlane live because it's right in front.
Yo, no, I heard Undisputed might be going to that show. Maybe you could meet up with him or something.
Oh, okay, cool. I wouldn't mind meeting him.
I think he lives
Yeah,
in Ohio too.
I already got my ticket, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be my first preview live.
I might be going to Mania. I don't know. I can't go to Takeover because my family's gonna be busy that night, but I might go to Mania.
Well, I'm actually going to go to the SummerSlam weekend for my first of the Big Four and my first takeover, so that should be fun.
Yeah. Also, speaking of which, what was your first wrestling event you went to?
It was a house
SummerSlam
show.
20. Oh wait, never mind. It was a house show in 2013.
Yeah, for me it was a house show back in 2010, WWE Live.
You remember? I know what the feud was then. The main feud was Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan, and the premise was, oh, Daniel Bryan's a B plus player.
Yeah, that storyline.
I remember that.
And then they were like, oh, screw it, we're scrapping that for Mania. We're gonna have Daniel Bryan fight Bray Wyatt, and then they changed it, thankfully. They were gonna have Batista win the title. Think about it.
Oy.
Yeah, that would have been a disaster on all fronts.
I do think Batista's coming back, though. I think he'll be in the Royal Rumble.
It wouldn't surprise me because they want to do Triple H versus Batista at WrestleMania. There's your nostalgia spot right there. Because every WrestleMania, you're the nostalgia man.
Also heard Triple H will be healed in time, too. He's got those super healing powers.
Oh yeah, like Cena. God.
Also, my first wrestling event I ever went to was a house show, and what I saw there was Undertaker when he was in his motorcycle gimmick, and also Chris Jericho versus Triple H. It was a house show.
Was Jericho versus Triple H a good match when he went there? Do you remember it being good?
Yeah, it was 2002.
Oh, okay.
So that was when Triple H was in his prime.
Yeah, and the peak of the Rumbles and all that stuff. I feel like
It was after WrestleMania 18.
yeah. So we got the Royal Rumble coming up. Let's talk about some of our favorite things about the Royal Rumble. What's one of your favorite Rumble matches you ever saw? I like 2001.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2001 too.
Yeah.
And I've been watching for less time than you guys have. I'd probably say the 2018 Royal Rumble from last year. That was really good with the
That was a really
surprises
good
and
one.
the ending. They had like the new era versus the old era.
And
Yeah,
then you got
yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling versus WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2018 was one of the better Rumbles in recent memory because the last few years were really lacking.
Yeah, because it kept going to part-timers and guys we knew we were going to win, but they screwed it up
Listen, guys, I
anyways.
think it's safe to say a part-timer is not winning it this year. We can rejoice in that.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
Watch Triple H will come back and he'll win it again.
Hey.
Or The Rock will
Roman
come back
Reigns.
at the last minute and he'll face Lesnar.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, one versus all Rumble. That was just like...
Yeah.
I had no idea who AJ was when he debuted because I wasn't watching New Japan or TNA, so I had no idea who he was.
When he debuted, I was freaking amazed. Yeah, if you get a chance, go check out some of his matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I
and,
was freaking out, man.
I watched a lot of his New Japan match. Watched his match with Nakamura from Wrestle Kingdom. He had a match with Ibushi that was good.
Yep.
Tanahashi, Okada.
Yep. The only one he hasn't had at this point that everybody wants before both these two guys are done in their wrestling careers, everybody wants AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega.
Hold up, guys.
Yes.
Starting at 12 p.m. tomorrow in the afternoon, a new superstar will be revealed every 30 minutes to enter the Women's Royal Rumble.
What?
I'm
What?
pretty sure they're going to announce Charlotte in the Rumble tomorrow, if I had to guess. 'Cause they haven't announced it yet.
Oh, okay.
I just hope they don't spoil any surprises because I'm hoping for a few.
Also, there
Maybe
was...
Shayna Baszler from NXT, even though she's the champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Eric?
I was going to say that Becky Lynch actually is in trouble with WWE management again.
Why? What did
Ugh.
she fucking do now? She didn't do shit.
Oh, it's because she had a promo on Tuesday night and was pandering to the fans.
What do you mean
What?
she was pandering to the fans? I don't even know what the fuck.
As in, she
Yeah.
kept pausing for the fans to cheer. She wants the fans to have their voice heard, but Vince hates that concept.
You're not going to stop the fans from chanting her freaking name, so quit trying to.
I personally like when
Fans
wrestlers
want
react to the
Becky,
fans.
fuck
It
off.
actually makes them seem like legit human beings reacting to what the fans are saying.
Yeah, they're not robots or
Yeah.
pre-scripted to act like this.
No, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going, damn it.
Yeah, it's like, no. Don't give the fans their moment. Don't make them do what? Don't let them express their individuality. We gotta keep moving
That's
forward.
why the Roman Reigns WrestleMania promo act was so good, because they let the fans express themselves how they truly felt. They let it get it all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, except that should have been a heel turn and not just there.
But at
That
the
would've
same
been
time,
perfect
now the thing about it, I have theories to why they did. They thought, oh, let them get the booze out of their systems, and then starting after WrestleMania, they'll start liking him again.
Yeah,
That's what they
and look
thought
how
it would
that
be.
worked out. So what are your guys' thoughts on NXT UK Takeover Blackpool? That audience, that venue, that
I thought it was a really good show overall.
Yes.
And they let tweet from Vince McMahon like, yeah, I watched it. It was good.
You know what I love that Triple H does? I love when he does the thing where they do the copyright. It looks like they're about to go off the air, and then a big moment happens.
Yeah.
I love how he
Yeah.
doesn't do that every show either. So it's like you never know when it's going to happen, but you look forward to when it does happen.
I had a feeling it wasn't over, though. 'Cause I'm like, they're not going to go off the air like that. Something's about to happen here.
I was about to say, this one felt like it really is over. Is it over? I was just on a high, and then all of a sudden, and freaking Walter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we gotta wait for that match.
I'm hyped. Every time he comes out, I'm going to sing to his theme song no matter what.
Yeah, and I'm glad he kept it clean too. So thank goodness for all that royalty free nonsense. What are your thoughts on that tweet afterward where Vince McMahon apparently said, "Yeah, I watched it. It was good."
He did not watch. That was his social media team that
Yeah,
tweeted it out.
He did not fucking watch it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it'd be the apocalypse if Vince did indeed watch it, but I was like, wait, so you'll watch the foreign-based show that you hate so much, but you won't watch the American-based one? I find that ironic.
America.
America. Oh, brother. Yeah, I was like, there's no way in hell he tweeted that. Someone else had to do that for him.
If I even said this in my video, like everyone just can't imagine Vince watching and liking an NXT show because of how the town's been treated on his shows.
Exactly.
You guys remember at this time last year that SmackDown was the worst show because like Road Dogg was still writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark days.
I'm glad to see we're over that, and I'm glad to see we're over the dark era of Raw. I mean, Raw still sucked, but at least it's not bad as it was in previous weeks. I'm like, thank God Finn Balor won that match, and John Cena came in the rub.
Raw hasn't been as bad as it was before this whole thing. In the build of TLC was basically unbearable to watch.
Well, that's because it was surrounded by Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah. Now that he's out of the spotlight, that's a lot better.
Also, remember when Triple H said the line, "You are the authority"? It was like,
Oh, yeah, where's the suit?
yeah, here's the thing about that. I was thinking like, okay, so are you going to set up a site where you can go ahead and let us offer opinions then, Triple H? Oh, wait, you did try to do that. You see, a few years back, when Damian Sandow was still around doing the Mizdow gimmick, a report broke that Triple H was looking to try and see if he can make a, quote, Ask Me Anything site for fans so he can get ideas and present them to the next creative room meetings.
I noticed they did that though on SmackDown. They were like promoting Almas versus, oh my bad, Andrade versus Mysterio. My bad, his name's not Almas anymore. I forgot.
Yeah.
They were like showing all these tweets of people talking about how amazing their sequences together were in that tag team match. Like, oh, the fans wanted to see it. That wasn't just a section of the audience though, luckily. But if it was something like a guy we didn't want to see, when they'd have like they put together these fake tweets. Get what I'm trying to say? But it manufactured it.
Yeah.
Stupid. So,
But-
what are your guys' thoughts on New Japan Pro Wrestling, the state of affairs there right now?
Well, it seems like with Kenny Omega most likely gone from New Japan, like they're gonna have to find another foreign talent to be.
And that is Jay White.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least Gato hopes that it's Jay White. We don't know if he'll fully work out yet.
I'm honestly hoping if Dolph Ziggler does indeed leave, he does go to Japan because they need more foreigner wrestlers.
Did you see that he changed his name on his Twitter profile too from Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah, to his real name.
I was like, yeah, he's done with WWE. Apparently, WWE were offering him though a contract to be part of the creative.
The producing role.
Who? Ziggler?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
want him to be a producer for
Yeah.
matches.
Yeah.
Ziggler, I mean Tyson Kidd, he was a wrestler turned producer. He's been really I have no doubt Dolph will be good as a producer.
Yeah, but I don't think Dolph wanted to end up like that.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd, and also that's a different story, to be honest. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another reason why Vince won't give him the title, because he's still salty about what he did to Tyson Kidd.
Allegedly.
Like that was his fault or something, like it was on purpose.
I mean, this isn't ballet. Injuries do happen in wrestling, so.
But the Nia Jax situation was not. That was not. That could have been easily prevented.
Oh yeah, that was just so.
Yeah, I had rewatched the footage of that. I was like, okay, there was no way Nia clearly looked at Becky. She clearly looked at him. She could have throw back her strength a bit, but no, she went full force. It was like that had to have been intentional.
I mean, come on. There's
It
no
wasn't
way.
intentional, but it could have been prevented. She could have just. Why did she have to sniff her?
Yeah, I don't get that, but here's the thing. There was actually a big conspiracy going around that someone backstage told Nia to take out Becky.
God.
The derailer push.
Nah.
Yeah, basically the idea was that Kevin Dunn probably did it, and I was like, okay, well I do imagine WWE being that desperate. I don't think they would want to blow up their own company's publicity.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't believe that, to be honest.
Yeah, WWE does stupid shit, but I don't think they would be stupid enough to do that.
Well, they did think the transgender James Ellsworth idea was a good idea before he quit.
So speaking of the company, you guys remember that tweet, right? That heel should not be named, so I could run WWE today, and it would be more successful than it's ever been.
Yeah, I don't really like talking about that incident.
Yeah, we don't talk about that guy here. I think we all know.
I am
how I
not
feel
interested
about
in
him.
having a YouTube drama fest.
Yeah, let's not treat this as a drama fest. Let's just treat this
But
as
especially lately, ever since I blocked him, he's even worse than he was before.
It feels like you try and get away from the hate, and it just accumulates even more.
Listen, that is why I have no respect for people who use character accounts anymore. They claim they're playing a character on this app.
Trolls.
Okay, like, doesn't Zero play a character, but you can clearly tell it's a character and he's just making jokes?
Yeah, he's just having fun.
Who's
He's
Zero?
having fun.
Who's that again?
The Realist?
The real
Oh yeah, he's just trolling.
He's just having fun.
Yeah, he likes to piss the people off. I like the reactions he gets. People always fall for it.
Yeah, but he at least admits that, oh, it's just me joking around, I'm just faking it.
Yeah,
He
he's
makes forms that he actually means what he's saying. I think he actually takes what he's saying seriously.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But with the other guy whose name I will not mention, I feel like I can't tell if he's playing a character or not.
I just said his name, so
Well, I'm glad I didn't hear it. I was ignoring that. I'm just looking at WWE, and I'm like, what? You're going to really announce all of these? I really think the days with the Rumble was really unpredictable and surprising. It's just sad, really.
what is?
When they just talk about, oh, I'm going to be in the Rumble.
They're not doing that much this year. They're not doing it like every segment on TV. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but now they're just talking about it on social media.
Instead, at live events, backstage.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually looking at a tweet here. Katie Catanzaro versus Rhea Ripley. So, yeah, it looks like Rhea is more involved in the NXT US brand. It wouldn't surprise me if she is in the Rumble.
I hope we see Walter more involved also. I think there's some good matches he could have for the NXT US brand.
I would agree.
Yeah, the idea of Walter being in America, he said he will not go to America. He wants to stay in NXT UK.
He never said, though, he could just wrestle a few matches in America then go back to where he lives.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
No shit, cage side seats. Ambrose's heel run has been a total bust.
Yeah, I just saw that. I just tweeted out.
What is next for Dean Ambrose? I mean,
I actually found that tweet from your tweet, Ethan, so thank you for that.
I really wonder what's next for Dean Ambrose at this point. I mean, after the Rumble, where do you really go from here? I mean,
I read that they want him to be like a burner feud for Rollins until we get to Mania.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because they didn't want Rollins beating Ambrose for the IC title, so that's why they're kind of doing it. They're doing
Well,
it.
you saw how that match went at TLC.
Yeah, I have reasons. I keep believing that Vince realized how popular Rollins' matches were getting over his favorites, so he was like, Tyson Kidd, you're not producing this.
Yeah. And Rollins even said that he's going to do everything he can now, even though he's burned out, to avoid the people saying, this is boring. He did not deserve that.
Well, luckily for him, that won't happen, because in the Rumble, he'll be masked by, like...
Everybody. He'll be masked by absolutely everybody. I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to avoid that for at least this pay-per-view. Beyond that, I don't know. Because
Yeah.
WWE fans are the most fickle people out there, like Daniel Bryan said.
Fickle.
Another thing that Daniel Bryan's right about, the fans are fickle. They really are.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
We are fickle. I completely agree with him. We like this, we do this, we buy this.
Like, did you see what Cage Side Seats said? That they think the coup de grace is the worst finisher they've ever seen. But yet they don't talk about the women's right, or I'm trying to think of another finishing move, the Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Sorry, when you're talking about worst finishers, you can't
Oh,
ignore the Cobra.
Yeah.
How about the belly to Bailey or the Bailey to belly?
Belly to
whatever
belly?
it is.
I mean,
Even Alexa Bliss, her finisher's just a fucking DDT.
well, a lot of superstars finishes are DDT. To be fair, like Guerrero has that springboard DDT. So
Also, remember when Cage Side Seats went ahead and said, "So it's come to this."
About what?
Undertaker's Instagram
oh yeah, I'm having a better Instagram now.
and a
Fine,
Twitter.
whatever, he's retiring. Let him enjoy his life or some shit.
Yeah, I don't get why they attacked Undertaker for having a life. Like,
He's
how?
a legend.
Yeah.
Because WWE fans are simple-minded folks that only think about the character they see, not the person. Oh, right, I know the character, but this person has no life.
People say that indie fans are the bad guys. We actually would have sympathy for wrestlers if something like that happened to them. We wouldn't be like simple-minded like WWE fans. If,
Like, I've been a WWE fan for a long time, and even I cringed and was worried for Will Ospreay when his neck almost broke.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
Will Ospreay nearly killed himself.
that was unnecessary, though. I don't agree with Ospreay doing that. He should have known better, to be honest.
Well, Ospreay is reckless, and he says that if he has to kill himself to be remembered for all he did, he's willing to do that.
He's toning it down, though. Now that he's in heavyweight division, he said he's going to tone it down.
Thank God. I hope Kota's okay too. We haven't heard high nor tail from him at all.
Ospreay
Yeah.
destroyed him with that chop to the back of the head.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
I mean, how you
brutal.
protect yourself from that, though.
Yeah, and like at the same time, it's like I don't think Kota wants to talk right now because his best friend and brother-in-arm is leaving.
I heard that AEW was trademarking Golden Lovers merchandise.
Oh, so he might be
Means
joining
Ibushi might be
AEW.
going with him to AEW.
Well, that just crippled New Japan more so.
And that maybe the concussion was a way to write him out of storylines.
That actually wouldn't be a bad idea if that's what's actually going to happen. But it's hard to say at this point. So let's look at the future of NXT. So who do you see going after the title after the Bianca Belair match? I mean, Candice LeRae.
Io Shirai.
But
I think Io Shirai's getting the title.
yeah, but isn't Dakota Kai like injured? And wasn't Io Shirai and Dakota Kai supposed to face the other two horsewomen?
And what about and like I also
Kota's
see, but like if Shayna Baszler is I was actually thinking it was gonna be a 6-women tag team match between Shayna Baszler and her 4 horsewomen against Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, and I was thinking Kairi Sane as well.
Right, I remember you were
Yeah.
saying that. We were
Where
discussing
has
that.
she been? I haven't seen her on NXT TV in a while. She like hurt or something?
I haven't heard anything about her.
Me neither. Both of them have been off, kind of. They've both been kind of just.
I saw a picture at the tapings though that they're making Io and Kyrie a tag team, which I'm completely fine with.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now imagine if those two were somehow reunited with Asuka.
And they win the. What if they win the women's tag titles? That's not happening, but it'd be cool.
It'd be incredible.
Well, it does. You wanna know why I believe this?
What?
Because because I'm just on Kairi Sane's Twitter page, she did retweet a post that said this: "My favorites to become future women's tag team champions: Io Shirai and Kairi Sane."
That's just her like interacting with her fans. I wouldn't really take that much into account.
No, but I think that does indicate they want to do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tegan Knox, you would love to get involved in that
But
too.
watch, you know who WWE, knowing them, they'll probably win those titles. They'll probably have the Bellas win.
No,
Nah.
no,
No, I don't see that happening.
no.
Come on, this is Vince McMahon.
Yeah, except at the same time, Vince only used Nikki Bella because she had a relationship with a guy he likes.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Vince didn't build up anyone else to challenge Ronda at Evolution, so he's kind of put in a corner there by bringing Nikki back. That's his fault, though.
Yeah,
He could have built up Ember Moon to challenge her, but nope.
no.
We had to lose Nia Jax in the Battle Royal, which was the biggest mistake of one of the biggest booking mistakes of 2018, in my opinion.
Oh, that women's battle royal.
Also,
Wasn't it
didn't
a
Selena
bad
Vega
match?
get a concussion from what Nia
She
did?
got fucking launched and with no regard, and she fucking fell right on her face.
So that's the fourth person that Nia has intentionally injured.
I wouldn't say it was intentionally, but she could have easily prevented it again. I don't know
Well,
why.
Nia Jax is just not good in the ring.
Sasha couldn't even get a good match out of her on Raw like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
That was,
Yeah, I remember that spot.
She took that Hurricane Ron. It looked awful.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sasha still managed to keep going.
Well, again, Sasha, she's a workhorse in that division, despite being reduced to Boz and Hell connection. I really do hope, though, eventually we do get heel Sasha versus Bailey.
For real, though, all Bella jokes, I think they're going to be the ones who win the tag titles first.
Well, they have to, because they have to try and justify the whole, yeah, we could have done the Bailey-Sasha rivalry, but we kind of suck.
Either them or Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville.
Well, what if they somehow decide to pull the rug and announce that it's Mandy Rose and Alexa Bliss if Alexa was healed by then?
God. That's Vince's dream women's tag team. We all know that.
Yeah. I want the Iconics to actually win those titles. Because they've been a legit tag team, playing their role right since the beginning.
Honestly, in a perfect world, I would try and get Rosemary and Nikki Cross.
Yes!
yes.
Yes!
I haven't seen a lot of Rosemary and Tina. I watched Bound for Glory. They had like this segment with like, it was like a weird match. They were like going to like Rosemary's house or something.
That realm, yes. That was very entertaining.
I was entertained by it. I thought it was a bit like over the top, but that's wrestling for you. I actually.
That's Impact especially.
Yeah.
They love doing that type of stuff. Well, right now, in case you don't know, Allie is currently soulless. Rosemary's back, and apparently they're building up toward Allie versus Rosemary now.
I watched the LAX versus Lucha Bros match from Impact Homecoming. I loved it. It was a freaking amazing tag team match.
Well, which tag team match do you think was better, that match or Mustache Mountain versus the Grizzled Young Vets at NXT UK
I'd
Takeover?
say, I don't know. I mean, it depends. We're looking for more storytelling than that match, but if we're looking for more pure, fast-paced, like, action, then obviously that match.
Well, I can also say Mustache Mountain. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I could say Mustache Mountain and the Grizzled Young Vets over Pete Dunne and Joe Coffey because, well, Joe Coffey and them had a botch.
Yeah, I don't think that was the planned finish, to be honest, at the end with the whole tapping out with the fingers.
Yeah, after kicking out of the finisher.
Like twice. We used the same finish approach that they did when Pete Dunne faced Jordan Devlin for the title. He wishboned his fingers, he snapped his arm back, instant tap out. It makes me wonder if we get Walter versus Pete Dunne, which I gotta imagine would be the guy to take the title off them. Are they gonna go for the same approach, and will Walter be the first to counter that?
Probably.
Maybe.
I think so. He'll break out of it.
Yeah, I can see that. Congrats to Pete Dunne, but like, can you believe it? 600 days of the modern era plus his champion. That is insanity.
I loved it more that they acknowledged that he surpassed Brock Lesnar. I loved it that they acknowledged that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fun fact: Pete Dunne held the title about as long as Jimmy Havoc held the Progress Championship.
Guys, I know this is non-wrestling related, but you might want to hear this.
What?
What?
Apparently, I saw this from Ethan's Twitter. Family Guy's not making gay jokes anymore. They think it's unacceptable for today's audience, which is obviously hypersensitive to everything.
Oh God, yeah.
Does anyone remember the gender-neutral Santa crisis?
Oh my God, no. Yes, I remember that. Don't
Yeah.
fucking remind me. That was terrible.
Right to
Out of all the
censor.
other
Right to
jokes they made.
censor. Right to censor. Just right to censor.
They make so many other jokes, and you're just going out.
Oh, brother. Yeah, but yeah, I think we're in for a great weekend ahead, and we'll see what happens this WrestleMania. I do look forward to seeing Fastlane live. Elimination Chamber. It's going to come down to Riot Squad, Boston Hug,
Mandy and Sonya.
Mandy and Sonya, the Iconics, and then you need 2 other tag. Wait, are there just going to be 4 tag teams?
No, there's gonna be like 6, I think.
What are the other 2?
No idea.
Yeah.
Well,
Alicia.
they'll probably bring the Bellas back, to be honest. I don't think they're winning, but they'll probably bring them back for it.
What if they pair Dana Brooke with Alicia Fox?
I mean, I suppose they need a team to eat the first pin, so I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I just figured out what the third team from Raw is. It's gonna be Mickey James and Alicia Fox. It's gotta be.
Oh, I forgot about them. The catering MVPs,
Oh man.
aka a team that only got a Prime match on Evolution because Alexa Bliss got injured.
Yeah. Also, going off topic for a second, yeah, that whole gender-neutral Santa crisis that was going on, apparently there was also other debates about what Santa should be.
Yeah, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer debate. That the
Yeah.
movie's inappropriate for children.
Yeah, well, here's the thing that some people actually voted for regarding Santa.
What?
Besides the gender-neutral or female thing, they also thought he should look younger. No, he should have tattoos. No, he should go on a diet. No, he should get a new hairstyle. No, he should shave his beard. No, he should drink beer.
Who said that?
A survey.
Wow. That's some crazy survey results right there.
They even said this. There
You know
was
who
another.
probably said Santa should get tattoos?
Ooh.
It's like all those rappers nowadays are wearing face tattoos. They probably think that's a good idea.
Well, remember when John Cena played like some sort of rapper in a movie, and everyone's like, John Cena should incorporate them into a character. I forget what movie that was.
Well, you see, that was actually when rap music wasn't ruined nowadays by like all these like horrible artists. So
That movie came out.
Yeah.
Oh, do you all remember what Soulja Boy did last month?
what?
He pirated a bunch of fake consoles from China and tried to sell them for 3 to 4 times the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's horrible. The only song that people know from him isn't even a song.
In fact, you want to know what he did when all the criticism was coming at him?
What?
He pulled the race card saying, "Why do you want to see a black guy fail?"
What?
Moving
Fuck.
on.
Yeah. Let's not
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Moving on from that.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of what Nia Jax said about that thumbnail. Like, oh, so this is what you guys are portraying.
Listen,
Except,
no
what-
American woman in WWE didn't really do much in 2018. That's just how things worked. I'm
Ember
sorry,
Moon
Sasha.
could have been on there, but Vince didn't want to commit to her.
Yeah.
Who, Sasha?
No, Ember Moon.
Ember Moon, man. Ember Moon.
Ember Moon.
Oh yeah. She's not doing anything.
Naomi.
Also, back into the whole
I'm
Santa
not a fan of
thing.
Naomi.
The Santa thing. Also, there was some other choices like a flying car, using Amazon Prime, or riding a hoverboard. That's his mode for transportation.
Hold on, guys. I just came across a tweet you might want to hear. So WWE Our Dream 4 choices. Who should Cena face at WrestleMania this year? EC3, Samoa Joe, Velveteen Dreamer, Daniel Bryan.
Dream.
I gotta see
Probably-
Dream
probably
versus Cena.
Dream,
Dream
yeah.
over.
Listen, here's what I think. Expectation, Cena versus Dream. Reality, EC3 versus Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
mind.
can believe that. I can
wouldn't
believe.
mind.
Neither would I, but or Bryan versus Cena, because they want Cena to win his 17th world title at WrestleMania.
Do you think that's honestly gonna happen this year, though?
No, but
No.
it will happen eventually.
It really can't happen because there was a report about regarding Cena's new schedule.
I think he'll be at Mania, though. I still think he's not missing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gotta be involved. He's gotta be involved in some sort of moment.
But
Yeah.
he's putting over someone, though. He's not winning because he's going right after Mania. He's going back to filming movies.
Yeah, because here's the thing. A report came out that John Cena was going to get an Undertaker-like schedule.
This is not an Undertaker-like schedule. Undertaker. Wait, did he wrestle in the Royal Rumble during his part-time schedule over the past
Yes.
year?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was when Roman eliminated him.
Yeah.
Correct. This is my yard now.
Yeah.
And it led to WrestleMania 33.
Here's the thing, the build wasn't even that bad, just the match was atrocious. What did they expect? Roman in there with a 50-year-old Taker with a terrible hip? What did they think was going to happen?
And here's the thing. I just kept was like, can Undertaker just stop? Can't they just let him
He won't
stop?
As long as he's getting
Vince-
paid, he's going to keep coming back.
He even talked about that in an article. Like, at one point, I'm like, what other job am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm like, nah, this is WWE. This is what I was.
I'm
made.
afraid to say something about it, though, because I respect Taker so much. I don't want to really say anything bad that would, insult him.
Well, you're not saying anything bad. You're
No.
being critical as a fan because now we're seeing Undertaker as a person or as a character. You're seeing Undertaker as a 50-year-old person that should just retire and take care of his family.
Now,
And and then
Vince wants to work
go into the
with
Hall of
Vince.
Fame and just enjoy the rest of his life.
Yeah, and even then, before WrestleMania, there was a video that came out that was originally supposed to be in the WWE 24 series that showed that Undertaker was taking injections just to be moving around.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And people were saying Taker looked good this year. Well, that's because he only wrestled for like 2 minutes.
Same with Kurt Angle.
Listen, Kurt Angle wrestled for more. Yeah, I'd say he looked pretty decent, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, Angle looked alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when it came to Undertaker, like I was really hoping he would stop after Roman, but then they were like, "We need you to come back and fight Cena because we're kind of wanting to kill you secretly."
Yeah, or
Yeah.
give everybody a moment. I guess that was a cool moment on WrestleMania 34, but again, he really should just stop and just take care of his family. You've done enough. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Hell, make up the headliner this year. We don't even know who the headliner for the Hall of Fame is this year.
I don't care about the Hall of Fame anymore. It's way too long now, it feels like. They have like way too many inductees.
And besides, the speeches are no longer being allowed to be spoken from the heart because Vince wants control over that too.
Correct. Didn't
Yeah.
Goldberg say he didn't care for the way the Hall of Fame goes?
Everyone left for his speech. It was going too long that there were like tons of people leaving, like wrestlers and fans.
Well, I mean, how long can you sit and listen to somebody?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Hillbilly Jim went on for like 40 minutes. Like, I didn't watch you when I was a kid. You were nothing. Just can we move on, please?
Or what about that time when Vince got offended that Orlando Blaze praised Eric Bischoff, brought up his book, or when Kevin Nash kept saying belt or strap and that offended Vince?
Oh yeah, don't use that word.
Wait.
Still a thing.
Oh,
I remember Breezango made fun of that in like the Fashion Files, talking about how it's not a strap, it's a belt.
Yeah, and now Fashion Files is their own series.
Yeah, and also I just remembered. Remember when that report came out about a list of words they can't say, and one of them was #1 contender?
Yes.
Yeah.
They can't say Money in the Bank briefcase either. They have to say contract.
Except it's a gigantic briefcase.
Yeah, it's literally a briefcase.
Yeah. I mean, about
The
briefcase.
Money in the Bank has been wasted since the brand split. No male competitor has cashed in. Like the two people who won, they both failed.
Okay, I refuse to acknowledge Strowman as the Money in the Bank winner because that was horribly messed up because of the Roman agenda.
That was messed up also.
That was,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that night. I remember being furious how they handled it.
Here. Just think about like when Jerry Sandow had it.
But you know what I thought? Oh, they're gonna have him go over Cena and everything will be rectified. Nope.
Nope.
Oh.
We don't know how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal. Oy. That was a dark year as WWE champion.
Then they tried to rectify Baron Corbin by giving him the U.S. title, and then
And I
Reign
think
was awful.
the title should be retired at this point. I mean,
I understand what you're trying to say. It's been misspoke, but I don't think it should be retired necessarily.
yeah, well, who can legitimize and bring it back to like
Almost.
yeah, I can see almost probably
Yeah,
doing that.
Almas can do it, but there's the thing.
Or Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't want Almas or any other foreign-based wrestler to hold the U.S. title because, whoa, Vince loves hateful anti-American propaganda.
Wait, Rusev's anti-American. He's holding the title. You don't got a problem with that?
Rusev Day, USA.
Yeah, except here's the difference between Rusev and Almas.
Rusev's the face.
No, other than that, Rusev is too popular to turn back into a heel because of the Rusev Day gimmick. But if Vince had his way, he would have definitely made him a heel again.
I mean, you could give it to Mustafa Ali, I guess. He's too popular to be a heel also.
Yeah, except
yeah.
does anyone outside of 205 Live and hardcore fans know who he is?
Probably not.
No.
Again, because WWE focuses on the casuals more.
And as you know, America is the promised land. Except there's a lot of issues, and they don't like to bring that up because it would prove that they're kind of being hypocritical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be
Exactly what the plan was for Ginger's title. They wanted him to lose it to they wanted the evil foreigner to lose the title to the hero American John Cena. Of course. Where have we seen that storyline before? Like a million times?
Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, everybody.
Oh, jeez.
Cena and Rusev from 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They made Rusev look like a goof through that entire feud.
You definitely look like Goof during that wedding segment.
Oh.
They didn't even have a match at SummerSlam. I was there live for that show. I was expecting a match, and then they did that. They pulled that horse shit.
And then there's the whole thing with Rusev getting heat because he and Lana were getting married.
Yeah. What is with WWE and weddings and cakes and people just getting slammed through the cakes and all that stuff?
I think it's funny. I think the audience finds it funny.
Well, do you find it funny?
I find it repetitively boring.
I've seen it so many times whenever I see a segment, like I just tune out of the show.
I literally got the most proactive activity during this week's episode of SmackDown Live, asking people, hey, what do you prefer, chocolate or vanilla?
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
I was like, I know what's going to happen here. It's predictable to me. Someone's going to get a kick in the face. And who got a kick in the face?
I don't remember. I don't even know which member of the bar got a cake in the face. I wasn't paying attention.
It was a coast to coast.
Oh, yeah, that.
It probably was Sheamus, because, Vince doesn't like his mohawk face. He's always making fun of his mohawk.
Well, so does the audience. They say you look stupid.
I don't think he looks stupid, to be honest. I don't mind it.
Nah.
I don't mind either.
Makes him look more like a badass, to be honest, with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they screwed up the whole Sheamus going to war against the underdog characters.
Yeah.
I really would have loved that story.
Yeah. Do you think the bar should split?
Well, I wanted
Yeah,
Cesaro to win the
unfortunate
WWE
fact.
title eventually.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Cesaro to go on his own as a face, and maybe
Yeah.
contend for a title.
Yeah.
I want to see him go up against Daniel Bryan for the title, but that's all I have to say about that.
Or AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Cesaro versus AJ is a dream match that has not happened yet, I do not believe.
what?
Cesaro versus AJ has not happened yet, I don't think.
No.
One-on-one, you're right. The last
Neither
time-
has AJ versus, neither has Nakamura versus Cesaro.
No.
No.
Nah.
There's a bunch of dream matches that still have yet to happen based on the booking.
AJ versus Rollins is the main one right now, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that one. I want to see. I still want to see Becky and Rollins go face to
Speaking
face.
of AJ and Rollins, me and Ethan were talking about how, what if AJ wins the title back, Rollins wins the Rumble, and Rollins chooses AJ for Mania?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Lesnar would try to use this as an excuse to get a paid vacation again.
And they probably, it would for sure be McIntyre then if they go that route, or it'd be too predictable.
Well, WWE and their predictability. I mean, how predictable can they be?
It wouldn't be a bad thing though, because I think Drew should get the title very soon.
I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, they're trying to cool down on his push because reasons.
They're not
That
going down
one
on push, I
word
don't really
there,
see it. I mean, that was the
Reason.
reason they had Balor heated up. They wanted him to beat McIntyre in case Strowman wasn't cleared in time. They didn't beat McIntyre because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a backup plan this whole time, I think.
Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but like, if they really do cool down on McIntyre's push, it would be like,
He better
why?
not cool down on his push.
Please don't.
No. No. If they go, here's my darkest worry. What if they try to recreate 3MB?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, something just happened with the revival. Scott Dawson posted this. Okay, he responded to Sasha Banks saying this. Holy, I want to be like the revival. And Scott Dawson said this. Don't matter where we go, we're stealing the show. Forever the revival. And Sasha Banks said this. She posted a gift saying this. Take me with you.
He wants to go to AEW?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Think about this. Imagine AEW signs Tessa Blanchard. Also, we get Sasha Banks versus Tessa Blanchard for the
Oh,
women's
my
title.
God. Those two
God.
on at it. That
Fuck
gold,
yes.
absolute gold. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so it seems like even Sasha, despite finally being given a chance to fight Ronda, is like, yeah, I think I might want to leave.
I
Well,
would say I want to see Sasha Banks versus Io Shirai, but according to Eric, Vince doesn't think there's room for more than one Japanese woman on the main roster, according to Vince.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, according to Vince, because Vince has his reasons. That's his freaking go-to word, reasons. Ban that word, you old... Never mind. But anyway, yeah, I mean, let's face it, everybody's tired of the whole WWE setup. Oh yeah, you pay me a lot. Oh yeah, you give me this for a moment. And then what? You put me in this crappy booking or send me to catering?
Vince probably thinks there's too many Japanese wrestlers in New Japan.
What?
Vince probably thinks there's too many Japanese wrestlers in New Japan.
Oh wow, ironic, right?
New Japan.
New Japan have too many Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, like,
He doesn't want to. He never wants to sign the Japanese wrestlers in New Japan. He's making an effort for the one guy who isn't Japanese, Kenny Omega, and he still fails.
And yet they got Kushida.
like.
Well, I'm pretty sure Triple H handled that. That was not Vince at all.
In fact, here's a question. How would you all feel if WWE somehow got Okada and they screwed him up just as bad as TNA did?
I would say.
What did TNA do with Okada?
They gave him a character. They tried to tell him you have to be a character and whatnot, not just a wrestler. And they kept making him look like a fool and a servant to Samoa Joe. And they kept giving him a character based off of a comic book character.
I heard they
No.
did the same thing with Sonata. He was like really colorful in like TNA. That gave him like a really colorful character.
Yeah, and then he had like
Yeah.
a dark character when James Storm was his leader and such.
In fact, Impact Wrestling actually went to New Japan to try and see if they could work together again. And they did. The first thing they did was like, Okada, we're sorry we treated you like garbage. We're sorry.
The Young Bucks were the ones that convinced him to go to Japan. Fun fact. That's what they said in interviews. Like, we were the ones who convinced Okada to come to New Japan, I think.
And look how that turned out.
Yeah. Rainmaker! One of the longest reigning IWGP heavyweight champions in history.
Yes. But I do like the idea that Impact actually came to Okada and said, we're sorry for how we treated you. We're not asking you to come back, we're just sorry.
Speaking of Okada, another example of storyline continuity. Like, it's the rise before the fall, and now that he's falling, like, he doesn't have his title anymore. He's a broken man. He lost his own faction to Jay White or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
Kate.
we're through so many reincarnations. It's ridiculous.
In fact, here's the thing. Imagine WWE actually built a story regarding someone who had the title for so long and went through a mental breakdown.
I can see that. I can see that happening.
They could have done that with Styles, but they didn't.
No. Oh, man. Former leaders of Bullet Club, too. Styles and Finn Balor. And Finn, who started it all.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Vince secretly hates Finn Balor, not just for his size, but realize if he puts two and two together, he'll think, oh my god, he's the reason for AEW. I have to destroy him.
It wouldn't surprise me. I wonder if the Good Brothers, what are their thoughts if they're going to go to AEW? Because what the hell are they doing right now?
They actually been reported that they're getting out of WWE once their contract's up.
Thank God.
Who again?
The club.
2000 Carl Anderson.
By the way, speaking, you guys remember that story that it was Mike and Maria wanted to leave? Apparently that's false, according to Maria.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just like a rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now there's a report that disputes that, saying she's just fibbing, so she doesn't. I think it
No,
might.
I believe her though.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can understand why she probably doesn't want anyone else to know, because if certain people found out, they'll freeze their contracts and starve them out.
WWE helped her, I think, help Mike like rehab from like a drug addiction. I don't think.
Yeah,
not,
I
like,
can
just
understand
wanted to be
that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The bottom line is this. AEW brings change.
I'm intrigued to see what MJF can do. He reminds me of The Miz.
What?
I'm intrigued to see what MJF can do. He reminds me of The Miz.
That's what my friend Cindy calls him, the Miz of the Indies. Yep.
Yeah.
Have you already seen the scuffle between him and Joey Janela on Twitter following that?
Will Joey
Rally.
Janela be ready for Double or Nothing? If so, if he's healthy, that's going to be a match they're going to do there most likely.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Do you think at Double or Nothing we're going to learn about when AEW will be on mainstream? Cause
Yes, I believe that'll be the big announcement. The TV deal.
Yeah.
What channel do you see him going?
TNT. I hope they go to like. or
Actually,
CBS
I've been
or something.
hearing that they are going to get a deal with Time Warner, but it's been said it might be on TBS.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the same thing. That's like the brother or the sister channel of TNT, so it's kind of the same thing, to be honest.
They're both partners. They're both decent channels, so I mean, you know.
Just Just don't put them on the channel, the Pursuit channel, whatever the name of that channel Impact's on.
Purist.
That,
Oh yeah, Pursuit Channel. Well, thank God I got Twitch because here's a beautiful thing about Twitch, by the way, too. No damn commercials. Every break is just a great wrestling moment from the past.
All right.
That's why I love watching pay-per-views on stuff like Fight TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
No nonsense.
You can interact with the fans as long as they're not trolls. It's cool.
Also, I just want to ask, why does WWE do commercial breaks on the network in the middle of their shows on the network and on pay-per-view if they're watching it on pay-per-view?
And on kickoff shows during matches themselves. What the hell?
Like, okay, if this was on TV, okay, fine, I'll buy that. But they have their own network. Why are you airing commercials on a network? Wouldn't it have been more incentive to people if you got, like, bonus exclusives, like character development?
I don't know what's going through WWE's mind. And then they focus on all this virtual reality nonsense and gimmicks you see during the freaking pay-per-view shows. And like, why do you need all that?
Yeah, I don't get that whole plan either. Like, I was thinking, like, whenever I saw those VR cameras set up, it was like, okay, someone's gonna get their head smashed in, aren't they?
So that would be that you can't break an expensive piece of equipment like that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about when their head collides with the camera. That's going to give them a concussion, and I have no doubt Vince will say, it's your fault. You should have not done that suicide dive, even though it's in the script that you're supposed to do a suicide dive.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, man. Whew.
I have a question. Do you guys know who Wrestle and Flow is? Like that account on Twitter who makes like things like theme remixes?
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
did one recently for Alexa Bliss. He should make themes for like WWE. He should do like lyrics, like vocals for them.
Oh, that
Yeah,
guy, yeah. I know
somebody
what you're
wants
talking
the
about.
30-second cycles, and they think that we all like them too.
Yeah, and also, I honestly hope one announcement they make is Jim Johnson signs with AEW.
Wait!
No, they should hire the Wrestle and Flow guy to do themes for them, or the Jim Johnston.
Yeah,
Hire both of them.
yeah, imagine if they could produce music together for AEW.
Be incredible.
Yes. It'd be...
Didn't they say like who the official commentary team is now for AEW? I think recently or something like that.
No word
I think
yet.
it'll be Jim Ross, most likely, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel Jim Ross has to be involved in that.
Jim Ross, maybe Don Callis.
Yeah, I keep hearing Jim Ross is trying to get out of his contract so he can go to AEW to be their lead commentator.
Yeah, but I don't know about Don Callis because again, I mean, Impact and AEW they aren't really working together. So I don't know. Maybe Kevin Kelly or well, no, you already got a play-by-play with JR, so now you need a color commentator.
Actually, I think they should get someone new and fresh in order to have someone who's experienced to work with someone for the future.
I agree, but who would you add?
No idea on that.
Exactly.
In fact, what happened to Joey Styles? He went off the grid.
I don't know actually.
Nah, I don't know.
Imagine if he showed up for AEW.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I wonder if what's her name that quit Impact, the backstage announcer or interviewer, Mackenzie or something like that. I wonder if she's going to become AEW's like backstage announcer.
No idea.
Me neither. I wonder. Thinking about other people in the announcing, interviewing industry, stuff like that. I know SoCal Val, Stu Bennett, and some other guy. They do World of Sports. I wonder if they would get involved in this at all. It'd be interesting if they did.
Guys, this is not wrestling. I just saw this tweet that's like actually like so true. Like I'm mind blown, to be honest.
What is it?
It says most people aren't antisocial. They just choose to be alone because they like it and they hate spending time with stupid people who bring them down all the time.
They're not wrong.
Amen.
That's why I hate when people like label people like socially awkward and stuff, and like that they're weird and shit.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we all were socially awkward at one point. I mean, I still feel it. It's not like I spend every day on Twitter, but I interact once in a while. But I like my downtime and me time as much as anyone else.
Yeah, and I already mentioned I went to 2 schools that were chaos.
And you mentioned that like at like a 9/11 memorial, there was like a guy like flying around like an airplane. He was like doing that motion.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I remember that.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm thinking like Loki from Thor Ragnarok. I want to look at him and say, you had one job. One job! And that job would have been, do not act like a screw up here.
Yeah.
I wanted to. If I were having, it would have been like Batman, like choking out the Joker in like one of those scenes, like screaming at him furiously.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I'm actually scrolling through Twitter. It looks like, because some people, they like just going off the trolls and all the negativity and going off that. It looks like Mia Yim and Jessamine Duke and Shayna Baszler, they're once again looking at mean stuff and laughing at it.
I'm surprised ZRO, to be honest, hasn't gotten into trouble like that. I figured he would have by now.
Well, he's already gotten, what, a copyright strike for music or something like that?
He picks his spots well. He knows when not to. He knows when to like hold back.
Yeah. Some people, though, they have no self-control.
And he does it in a way where it's like friendly, like he's just joking. You can tell.
Exactly. Where do you see the Good Brothers going? Or not the way I'm talking about. What about the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan? I know Eric Rowan's been training in the Performance Center again. Do you see that team coming back to SmackDown Live?
Kind of forgot about them, to be honest.
Yeah, they both got injured, I heard, but I really just hope they leave because, let's be real, they're not going to do anything with them.
Well, to be fair, and when I was pretty much having a clean settlement, what's WWE going to do with me? Pay me more money? Give me one small spot? And then just put me in dumb booking and expect me to be happy about it?
Like, honestly, I want Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper to just leave WWE and show up at Double or Nothing.
Wyatt family!
Except they probably wouldn't call themselves the Wyatt family because of name reasons,
Why
but
didn't they use Luke Harper at all when Eric Rowan was out? They could have pushed him as a singles guy on SmackDown, but they didn't choose to.
then I think he also got hurt afterwards.
Oh, man. WWE has had so many injuries. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like they still don't think there should be an off season.
Well, hopefully one day they realize they should really do that. I mean, I understand Vince's philosophy. The show must go on. For the love of God, man. The show doesn't always have to go on. You're killing your roster.
Hold up, do you guys know Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful? He usually is pretty reliable with those reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said the story
Yeah.
about Canals has been confirmed by like WWE employees backstage.
Yeah.
There is some truth to it, after all, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I really don't know what's going on. We'll see.
Well, there's a whole lot of stuff we don't know about. It's all rumor at this point, but it's also very inspiring and eye-opening. Bottom line, WWE talent is tired of WWE.
Yeah, and honestly, and here's the thing. What do you think of the whole AEW is going to have the wrestlers be the writers?
Well, Impact sometimes has their talent involved, like, you know, getting their points on, okay, you're going to be involved in this, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing this. But it depends how far you go, because the last thing you need is a repeat of what Kevin Dunn did at WCW. Or Kevin Nash, sorry.
Yeah, but there's also ECW and how they try to put the company over themselves.
True. But AEW said they're going to be something different. I truly hope they are.
Also, what do you think of the whole, we're going to give our employees insurance?
That would be the most incredible first in the wrestling industry. And then Vince would have to notice, oh, shit. They offer a lot of extreme promises. That's all you can really call it, extreme promises.
Yeah, but at least they have the money to at least back it up since they have the Khan family.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, also, do you think the Khan meme is going to come back every time now when AEW does the show?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they Photoshop Vince's face on Kirk and yell out, Khan!
I've already seen that somewhere on Twitter, so someone beat you to that.
Okay.
So yeah, they're out there. There's memes. Wrestle Talk even talked about Khan during their Wrestle Talk news videos. That's how they literally say it. So yes, it is a thing.
Alright.
All right. Well, this was fun. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about or any last thoughts?
One last thing though, I just came across this tweet. Who are your favorite wrestlers in the world today, male and female?
Oh, I
Can we
saw
talk
that.
about quickly?
Becky Lynch is my favorite female wrestler, and right now the current favorite wrestler for males is Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I have to agree.
You really
Kenny Omega
can't
and Becky
say-
Lynch.
Any of them else, to be honest, can't really say anyone else right now.
Let me see if I can try. Female.
Johnny Gargano for male, you could say that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Brian Over. He owned 2018.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Ciampa or Velveteen Dream maybe, or Aleister Black.
I really wonder how many year-end awards Velveteen Dream's going to get this year, or Johnny Gargano. How ironic is it that the Dream and Adam Cole, neither of them are booked for Takeover?
Blasphemous.
Listen, you can't book every talent every show because it's like called overexposure. So
Oh yeah, look at Alexa
Riddle,
Bliss.
Yeah.
showcase on a Takeover.
Yeah.
Ricochet
Well,
hasn't really defended the title much on Takeover since he won it. This is good for
That's
him
what I
against
think
Gargano.
about NXT. They don't book anything into the ground, but they want you. They leave you wanting more.
Yeah. Also, should there be an award for Velveteen Dream saying award for pissing Vince off most of the time last year?
There should be.
Like, all those times Vince, no doubt, must have been mad at every time Velveteen Dream did an insult to him. Like, the Dream doesn't remember that. The Call Me Up Vince, wearing Hulk Hogan gear when he was when he was not supposed to be mentioned.
And NWO Hogan.
Yeah.
And doing the leg drop.
Yeah, that had to at least
I heard a
anger
story about
Vince.
Velveteen Dream you guys might want to hear.
What?
Apparently Vince wants to make him like a version of this artist from back in the day named Little Richard who was bisexual. He wants to give him like a
Of
bisexual
course.
character.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, for the love of God.
I think we could keep him in NXT, keep pissing off Vince, and make you not want to call him up to the main roster.
I hope
Yeah.
Triple H honestly keeps Velveteen Dream in NXT.
Or if nothing else, Triple H just punches Vince in the face and just says, you know what, I'm taking all my NXT talent and forming my own company because they can't take this anymore.
Hey, Keys to the Kingdom storyline. How about this? Vince McMahon comes out, Triple H comes out. They both talk about their aspects on the business. Triple H calls Vince out for ruining the business.
Triple
Now,
H says, you know what, I got my own team and we're going to take over and show you how it's done. And then
Yeah,
a bunch of
exactly.
NXT guys come out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember my Survivor Series tweet I made about how I imagine Triple H saying a promo saying how he's fed up with Vince's treatment of his prospects?
yes.
And that blew up on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, that tweet really blew up.
It was a good
Yeah.
tweet, man. Bottom line, I feel like if you're going to have this Keys to the Kingdom thing come back, do an Invasion pay-per-view where the main roster face NXT talent, end it at Survivor Series, Team NXT wins, Triple H takes over the company.
Yeah. But that does lead to a question, though. What side would certain NXT to WWE talent would be on? Would they side with WWE or would they side with NXT?
And who would be the mole? You do have a point there.
Who would be the mole that sides with NXT? I think it would be a guy who's been mistreated by the main roster.
Yeah.
So basically 90% of them?
Pretty much.
No,
Yeah.
one guy more than the other.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Samoa Joe or something.
Or
Yeah.
maybe one of the women. One of the women, actually.
Yeah. Also, what if the Revival got involved in this?
Oh,
If the-
Revival would be perfect for doing this because Lucha House Party Rule match is my ass.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, did they not even read the script when they thought this idea was good?
Are they trying to bring the multiverse back where the Lucha House Party are heels on Raw, but they're still the lovable faces of 205 Live? What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, like, at least it's not as bad as that one story I told you
Now we
all.
were talking about, you know what I think the mole could be?
Who?
Who?
You could have Bray Wyatt and then he could be like, I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back where I belong this entire time after being destroyed by the machine.
Yeah, in fact, didn't Bray Wyatt say when he was leaving NXT that if the day ever comes, you'll see me again?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And coming back to be the savior of NXT from Vince, that would be phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Because Vince tore me down, he destroyed me, and now I'm a new man. And back with someone who I know won't do that to me.
We are NXT.
You remember House of Horrors, guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
That sucked.
yeah.
Like like if they were really gonna go with that, they might as well have just went on full blown insanity with it, like the broken Matt Hardy character in Impact,
Well, they were trying to recreate that WWE stuff, but they didn't have Jeremy Borash at the helm.
or at least let Bray Wyatt come up with the
I was
ideas.
scared during the match, but I was frightened from how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic though on Jeremy Borash's involvement more in the NXT brand, because if you actually watch the NXT post shows, he's the guy that's actually interviewing the guys off camera. So they are using him more.
Yeah.
Imagine if he becomes a ring announcer.
Yeah. Also, what if they bring back that ring announcer from WCW who yells out, "Let's get ready to rumble"?
Michael Bear. Nice. Yeah, that would be awesome too.
Like, imagine if they did this for Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa inside Hell in a Cell.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Here we go
Alright.
again with more of these idiots doing shit and they should look terrible.
Well, that's the internet.
Nah, you wanna know what the video was quickly before we go?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
outside the Lincoln Memorial, there was like this elder. He was just minding his own business, and then these fucking idiot teenagers come up screaming and chanting and being disruptive.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about that one video where some guy stole from an old man at a food place.
No,
Yeah.
that's even worse because it's a now. You gotta show some respect.
Yeah.
Respect is lacking
Yeah.
in today's society. Not many people know even what that word means, unfortunately.
At least
They
you
just-
guys are past that point. I'm still
Yeah,
growing up
sadly.
in this fucking society.
Yeah, and like, okay, so remember I showed you that link of the 33-year-old man doing something, quote, innovative to his body?
Yes.
What?
Oh fuck yeah. Oh,
Okay, Jake, this is what this guy
he's pouring
did.
this fucking semen in his.
Yeah.
God, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Damn.
Oh.
No. No. That's quite a way to end this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well, I
right.
guess we'll pick this up again in March. Eric, Jake, E. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We'll
it
get more
was.
people this time. Hopefully we get Undisputed, Joao, fucking ZRO, all of them.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, especially before WrestleMania, because that's always what the next one's gonna be.
That's gonna be the biggest one to date, probably.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Right before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we broke the record on this one. The last one was what, 2 hours and 30 minutes? How long was this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I also have to mix up all the audio together because of the whole recording issue, so it might be a little bit longer.
Nah, that's fine.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Cool.
All right.
Really, we love wrestling. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
All right. We'll be seeing y'all next time.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Have a good day.